Welcome back to another episode of Stay on Target. I'm your host, Dustin. Thanks for tuning in. We got a great night in store for you. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. It's going to be a blast. So let's get into things. Let's hit it with the rundown real fast. Okay, we got Bad Batch and Bismo's back, baby. Bismo's back. You can have your cake and eat it here because we have it all. First question of the week, Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 4, non-spoiler and spoiler review. We got Bismo's birthday time, baby. Oh, man, we're excited to celebrate him. Game time. We got some holonet news, and we will cap it off with some Q&A. So get your questions in, blow out the candles, and make a wish as we hit the hyperdrive and get to the show. Speaking of wishes, what do you wish for, Dan?
What do I wish for? I don't know, man. Anything good. Something fun. I'm excited to be here for this special day.
Sounds good.
I didn't know you were going to throw to me, so you caught me off guard.
I am really sorry about that.
Stop
it. I totally did throw you off there. I like to throw you curveballs when you're trying to rewire the ship.
Yeah, I do all that. I'm just checking all the settings, making sure we're live. Everything sounds good. Happy to see everybody in the chat. I heard somebody on a YouTube channel say that when you talk to people on a YouTube channel, you're not talking to them as a group. Like it's one person watching you. So you should talk to them directly.
Okay.
Like one person. How are you doing? That's the question.
I'm doing great.
How is everybody doing? How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Not you, but you.
Oh, you. Oh, you.
Yes,
oh, you.
You.
Oh, okay.
Are you doing good out there looking at us through your phone or your computer or your TV or whatever? I don't know. And now, Dustin, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Just happy to be here. It's going to be a fun time. We got some reviewing to do. Oh, man, I'm looking forward to getting into things. But we have the fact checker. What's up, fact checker? How you doing?
I am doing good. And now I have spoken.
What did you wish for?
Yes.
I wish for the good weather that we had yesterday to come back because Hoth is too cold.
It is. It has gone straight Hoth in a matter of like 24 hours. It was crazy.
Less than.
But what everybody's really here for tonight and what we're most excited for is the one, the only, the Bismo.
Woo.
Hold on, I got a video.
What's up, Bismo?
What's up? Well, first off, I just want to say, I don't think I'm the only reason, people are here,
well,
maybe a good reason, but I'm not going to take all the credit here.
Come on. And let's be real. You're the best looking out of all of us. Let's just be real. That's why they're here. That's why we're here. Maybe I should say it. That's why we're here. We want to hang out with you and celebrate your birthday, dude. Happy birthday, man.
Yes, happy birthday, Bismo.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it's definitely been a wild one, a very different birthday than I've had in the past, I guess, or expected. Very busy. I've taken 2 midterm exams today. And I've gotten multiple exams back, and I got to watch a new Star Wars episode, and now I'm here. So, honestly, things are going good. Things are going great, actually. This is one of my better birthdays, if anything, all things considered.
Dang, dude. Well, that's awesome. We just want to say right off the gate, thank you so much for spending time with us on your birthday. That is very special to us. And we just want to thank you for being here. Mm-hmm. And right off the gate, if you haven't yet.
They already are doing it. They read your mind.
Did they? What are they? They're already
Wish
saying.
Him a happy birthday in
Wish
the
him
chat.
a happy birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and the birthday emojis, everything.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
They are way ahead of me on this. Wow.
Y'all are too kind. There's a lot of...
They are loving it, man.
It's just perfect because, you've been with us on this wild ride for the last year, give or take. And it's just as fitting that your birthday would fall on a Wednesday this year.
Yeah.
As soon as we find you just happen to have a birthday on a Wednesday, which is perfect. I mean, and it's during a Star Wars show and
everything.
I mean, and
the
then
stars align.
Yes.
The fact that you wanted to actually be here and hang out is
that's
pretty
the amazing part.
That's just me being honest, though, and for those of you listening, that should speak character of not just of how great the Stay on Target show is, but how great of characters and people they are. Like, I really wouldn't want to be doing much much of anything else other than being on the show right now, being able to just chat Star Wars, hang out with my good friends. So make sure to give them lots of love, as well, for allowing me to come back and just doing their thing. Drop a like. Let's go. Let's run it up.
Well, thanks, man. We appreciate it. And same goes to Bismo on his channel. Head over there and like, comment, subscribe. Tell him we sent you and tell him happy birthday over there, man. He's got lots of videos. He's got lots of things going on his channel. I've been really loving your what ifs, dude. They have been a lot of fun. Some super creative stuff going on over there. And I feel like a lot of them are happier endings in some ways, which for me is pretty fun. I've been really enjoying that. You've been enjoying making those?
Yeah. I've been having a lot of fun. I think last year, actually, or maybe a bit before that, but early last year before Mando, I was trying to get back into the swing of things and kind of reestablishing my channel to focus on Star Wars and more of the things I liked. And I did some what ifs and really enjoyed them. And then kind of Mandalorian took over. So I was kind of in the swing of that, talking about Mando. But with that big gap of no Star Wars content, it really got me back into what do I want to make in this downtime? And it brought me back to the what ifs because I love just being able to tell stories. I've been writing a book for a little bit. I will say that's on hiatus, but at the same time, when the Star Wars universe is just so expansive and I enjoy it so much, it allows for me to tell stories that I want to tell in a medium that I like. And and YouTube allows it to be an easy way to deliver it. But yeah, I've been really enjoying it. I was sick last week, so last week's video got pushed back. I'm gonna be hopefully it should release this Friday, and I'll be honest, this video, it's either my best what if or my worst what if. I would say there's no in between, really. I think you guys just maybe even off the thumbnail and the title might get a kicker out of it, but yeah. No, been having a lot of fun with it.
Okay. I thought you were about to drop that, and I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, we were getting exclusive here. You don't have to.
He's a good tease.
He's a good tease. He's a good tease. I like that about you, Biz tease.
And I just want to say, just because, Bar saying it, I make sure I really do appreciate all these birthday wishes in the chat. Love hanging out with you guys in the chat when I'm not on, with you guys. So yeah, just really appreciate all the love that's out there, I guess. And you guys are the best chat ever.
They really are. I mean, we were even talking about before the show. I mean, really, the chat in a lot of ways is what brought us together.
Yeah.
So it was through the chat and through fans.
Well, and
And
original, I think actually what brought us together was Mowage, Dustin. Mowage is what brings us here together.
Yeah, today.
At some point, because if that didn't do what it did, then we don't be here doing what we do today.
But I think it's a great segue, though, to... Yeah, thank you, chat, for all you do. But we want to get into the chat. We haven't yet.
I know.
But I did want to say Hannah is in the chat, and so is who else with her? I'm sorry, I'm doing your job.
I know. Let me do my part. I'm just kidding.
Sorry.
No, you were doing great, Dustin. But yeah, of course, we've got Hannah and Night Sky moderating.
Yes.
Doing an awesome job. We also had Kirsten. She's been hanging out with us pre-stream, giving all the Star Wars jokes.
I like them.
Calling Dan out a little bit on the droid.
Oh, yeah. Some history there.
Activity from Monday. But yeah, good stuff there.
Who else we got with us in the chat?
We also have Sonia. We've got Ellie.
What's up?
Dan, somehow you were in the chat.
He's in all places all at once.
That must be the dark side, Dan. In the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think
the
this
one
is
who
the
kills
good one.
droids.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no proof.
You have no proof.
Actually,
Wait.
we do have proof.
Yeah,
I don't have it.
Oh, he's going to make it suddenly disappear.
Accusations get thrown all day, every day. But
are you playing the Emperor right now?
Maybe.
These are not the droids you're looking
He's always
for.
playing the Emperor.
These are not the droids you're looking for. That's exactly it.
Well, otherwise, we also have Carla. We've
What's up,
got
Carla?
Skylark.
What up?
And we have Tamerkins. I know Mrs. Manrique is hanging out.
Oh, yeah.
I think I saw Hunter.
Yeah.
And yeah, let us know if you're in the chat or you're watching. We'll give you a shout out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So thank you all so much for being here with us tonight. We're excited. It's gonna be a good night, man. So let's jump on into the question of the week. But before we do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your frenemies about us because we just want to continue to grow this wonderful community with all of you together here. So now hit the question of the week, Dan.
Can you speak Bocce?
Of course I can, sir. It's like a second language to me. I'm as
All right, shut up. I'll take this.
Shut up, sir.
Luke!
All right, man. We got an interesting question of the week. I hope you guys are mentally prepared for this, because the question of the week is: if you could be a clone of anyone in Star Wars, who would it be? I got some caveats to this, but let's just start off with that one, okay? All right, so let's jump to Bismo, dude. You want to hit it up first? We'll let you go first, homie.
Ooh, I mean, this is a pretty tough question to like. It's not like a just boom, an answer comes right away. You got to think about it. But I guess a question for the question, like, what are our ground rules? Like, what are you saying there? Like,
all right, so I have no ground rules.
Maybe you should just answer.
All right, so I guess I did have some other questions. I said, well, but these are kind of more after you answer. But I mean,
okay,
it
Follow-up
can be
questions,
it can be anyone in the Star Wars galaxy. And at any age,
at any time,
any
frame
age,
of
any
the
time
universe?
frame, just anyone you'd want to be for a certain time frame. So there's really not much on rules. So,
Do I want to go dark side here or not? I guess it is my birthday. I won't get judged on my birthday.
all right, no, it's a judgment-free zone.
Well, Kirsten might, but
Kirsten might. Just don't hurt any droids, okay?
Ooh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, I think I'd like to be a clone of Dessel for short, but Darth Bane.
Oh,
Yes.
Darth Bane? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Dang,
Yeah.
son.
Yes.
The one who started the rule of two. You didn't just go dark side. You went to like the creator of the dark
You
side.
OG dark side.
The thing is, like, I don't know if I could replicate his greatness even if I had his, abilities. Do I get his force abilities? That's another question. 'Cause
Yeah,
I don't want to be
your clone 100% force clone too. Okay,
because if
We'll go
I
into
didn't,
that.
then I'd just be stuck. Because in the beginning of the book, he is like a minor, and
Yeah.
I would not want that. I don't know. I'm kind of regretting my answer a little bit.
you don't have to live his life. That's what I'm saying. That's the
Okay.
fun
Oh.
part.
You're just a clone of
You're
him
just a
living
clone of
your life.
And you can be
Right.
made at any point in their life. So you're cloned and they age
Oh.
you to the exact point you want to be. How about that?
Okay. All right. Never mind. Yoda.
What age? What age, Yoda?
Where I can speak, and then we're good.
yeah.
So like 400?
Yeah. Based off of
we don't
Mandalorian.
know.
400. Yeah.
Give 100, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
No, probably 200, give or take 100.
Right.
It's a
Man.
great question though.
It's fun.
Okay, I want to hear what you guys are saying though.
Yeah. All right. Dan, hit me up.
Man, I just was thinking, I would like to be force sensitive because that would just be an amazing
That would
thing.
be awesome.
So like you're on the force clone thing, but I don't know. I can't shake it. I would be Kanan Jarrus,
Oh,
a clone of him. He's
Yeah.
cool. He's cool. Either it was between Kanan or Ezra for me. but-
also, I did want to throw out another caveat
Really?
here. So,
Oh.
because you are a clone, that also means you don't have to live out their ending.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what I'm
So,
saying.
You might be able to do a totally different path.
Fine with
So,
me.
That opens up another world. I
It
think.
does. I mean, I don't know why, but my initial gut was also like Zeb. It'd be fun to be Zeb.
Yeah.
Just like a big
Yeah.
hulky dude
yeah.
who's like funny and
Yeah.
like strong and protects his people and all that good stuff. So that'd be
Right.
kind of fun.
And enjoys life to the fullest. It
Yes.
feels like. Yeah. He's just a joyful character, which is fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You still thinking more, Bismo? I feel like you got more to say.
My brain's going all over the place. I
It's
think we should do the full loop again. I
Okay.
don't know.
All right. Well, we'll go to fact checker and then we'll swing back around because I got more questions. All right, fact checker. What about you?
Okay, mine's pretty straightforward. I would go with Mace Windu because he's got a purple lightsaber.
Wow.
Yep, just that simple.
Just that simple.
Mace for the purple.
Yep.
See,
mean,
I
you
wish
could-
I could just answer like that. I got to do all these calculations and think about.
Yes.
He's processed the entire galaxy twice.
Yeah. This is a what if in itself. Like
It kinda
now,
is.
everything I do differently is a what if of this version, I guess. But I guess I'm not that character. I'm only physically that character, but I'm myself. So,
I mean, you're gonna definitely okay,
Wow.
but also if you're a clone, you're gonna have the same personality. So That's the thing.
Will I though? But like, if I'm a clone, think of it like this: each of the clone troopers have different personalities to some extent?
That's a good point. That's
like,
a good
there's
point.
different experiences, right?
Yeah.
The experiences affect their personality.
But so I guess it
wouldn't-
depends on what age you start off at, and then it defines. But from that age, you're going to be most like that character. But then moving forward, you will obviously your experiences are going to change that. And who knows? Like maybe you're Darth Bane, but like you fall in love with somebody, and then you regret being a evil person. You know, there could be like two different paths there. You could be the good side version of Darth Bane.
Well, I don't know about those.
I don't know that far. I'm just saying. I'm just giving you a
I was more so thinking like, how do I not? Maybe I do something about the rule of two to make it so I still am alive.
Right. Like the rule of
the rule of one, rule
adding
of two.
More.
Well, then we're just into the prequel. No, okay.
Oh no,
I don't know. All right, give me the chosen one's body from birth. I want to be as OP as it gets and make my own decisions.
Okay.
Final answer.
Wow.
Final.
Just a totally different path. Okay. Wow, that's good, dude. Those are some really good answers. I don't even know, like, I don't know, man. I would say for me, I'm going to go with what? Why did you look at me like that?
Oh, I just have a guess, but you answer and
I got a guess too.
All right, I'm gonna go Luke Skywalker. I'm gonna go Luke Skywalker, but I'm gonna go Legends, because Legends Luke Skywalker, I'd say right about the time of the Thrawn trilogy, but a certain point in the Thrawn trilogy too. I mean, he gets a lot of good stuff after that. I mean, sure, his life's a little rough, but also I'm a clone though, so he's like OP again, pretty OP. Luke Skywalker, not too old, not too young. So that's who I'm going with. I think he'd be a really cool character to be, and then still be able to do your own thing, you know. So that's what I'm going. But all right, I do have a follow-up question. Would you rather know you are a clone or not?
I would rather know I'm a clone.
Okay. Because that implicates some other weird things that could be really tricky.
Because
I have another question. I know
No, you're good.
Is the host alive during the same time? Like, since we're a clone, like, are we replacing their life, or are they also existing?
No, they are still, for me, and when I thought of this question, I'm just going to go that way. We could go either way, but I'm just going to say they're still alive. I was thinking kind of like the clone army type deal. So they're still alive.
Then still I would take Anakin Skywalker's body, because technically I would not be the chosen one then, because it's his responsibility. So then I just get all the perks and I don't have to,
and not the responsibility. Dang, yeah, that's a great choice, man. Well, then I'm your son. Dad.
No. You're the son of the original clone.
Oh, I'm the son. Yeah,
the original, because he married Padme. So because all his life still
true.
Happens.
That's a great point. So I'm not, but not.
But did you even know he existed?
Question of the week.
This is a very thought provoking.
It is very thought provoking.
What about? Wait, what did you say, Dan?
I want to know that the other clone is out there.
No, that you are a clone
or whatever. Yes.
Okay, you're not the original. You are the clone. All right, so you want to know?
Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Knowledge is power.
Power is pizza. All right.
For sure.
Fact checker. What about you? Would you want to know?
Yeah, definitely. So then we could work together, me and my clone, me and Mace.
Oh,
yeah, trick some people, be a little sneaky.
Yeah, you could also be any other character and just give yourself a purple lightsaber.
Nope.
The chat's
the chat's really lighting it up. I know. I haven't got to the chat yet, dude.
They're just creating funny things.
Yeah.
Oh, I see that one.
What have you done?
What have you done?
My clones.
My clones. Dude, that's hilarious. Okay, there's been a lot of clone stuff in Star Wars, so that's why I thought it was appropriate for tonight.
And Bad Batch continues that trend.
It does. Yeah, that's kind of why. Yeah, but so. Anyway, that I think we should. What did the chat say? We didn't get to the chat. What were their answers as to at least what they wanted to be cloned?
Well, I mean, it's been kind of a tangled web, but let's see if I can dissect.
Real quick, while you're looking that up,
Yeah.
I do like Ellie B here.
Yeah,
that
that's pretty
says, Dustin, I am your father. Bismo. Actually, I want to hear Bismo say it. Can you say it, Bismo?
Dustin, I am your father.
Sweet. Let's rule the galaxy together.
From the past.
Right.
Because I'm your clone. Wait.
But you're a clone, so
You followed a different path.
it'd be like Dustin, I'm kinda your dad. Kinda.
In a roundabout way, you know.
Would it be more like an uncle in
yeah,
that
he's
way?
a cool uncle.
You'd be like a cool uncle.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have the same responsibilities, so he can just teach
Right.
all the cool stuff. He doesn't have to
Yeah.
kill younglings.
Yeah,
or anything.
I'll actually teach you the ways of the Force. I'm like,
Ooh,
you know. Okay.
I like that.
I guess are we going? You said Legends earlier, but I was thinking what you thought is Legends. Like that's just canon, though, right? Come on.
Yeah, for me, it's canon, okay? The Thrawn trilogy
Yeah.
for me is canon in my mind. It's better canon, at least. But
It could have
yeah.
still happened, right, Dustin? Is it possible for it to still have semi-happened?
It really depends on a couple different things here. It depends on how...
Well, the
this-
children are changed, but... yeah.
Right, so there's that. That's a big difference. They could do some similar story beats, but it's not going to be exactly the same at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, there'd have to be a lot of changes made. I don't think they're going to do that, but... sorry, fact checker. We did get away from it. What was
That's
the chat
totally fine.
saying?
Well, okay, so kind of starting most recent, scrolling back up.
Yeah.
Hannah said that she kind of has a clone already, so
Oh, that's a good point.
already all set there. So does
Hannah.
Tamerkins apparently,
Whoa!
which is pretty cool too.
How many
So
dyads in the Force do we
twins,
have here?
I know.
Wow.
pretty amazing.
That
That's
is very
crazy.
close to a clone, but
Yeah.
obviously not. So that's interesting.
Different experiences, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
They could speak on it better than we could.
yeah, definitely.
I'll have to save a question like this for them next
Okay,
time.
yeah, good idea.
yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
And then Hunter said Jango Fett.
Yeah, that's a good
Django. Okay.
one. Ooh, yeah.
Mm.
That'd be
Nice.
cool.
The original clone.
Well, oh yeah. Wait, who said that?
Hunter.
Hunter said Django Fett. That's funny because every clone is Django. I didn't even put that together right away. Your humor went right over my head.
Yep.
Your humor is too advanced for me, Hunter. That was hilarious.
Yep.
That was great.
Speaking of which, if you hadn't seen last week's stream with Hunter Davis reviewing and shredding and flamethrowing, go back and watch last week's stream. It was a good time. I just jumped in here because I had to say that. It was a lot of fun. It was fun editing and having fun revisiting that stream.
He always has hot takes. Hunter's always got hot takes. But yeah.
That's for sure. But yeah.
Anything else? Who else?
But yeah, we've definitely got lots more. Sonia said clone of Rey. She really
All
likes
right.
Rey, which is
well,
awesome.
plot armor there. You'll never get hurt. So
There
Yeah.
you go.
You will be good at a lot of things.
I mean, that doesn't sound bad. You know, who doesn't?
You
want
have the
things to go
best
right?
musical theme.
That is true. That is a fantastic.
Let's go.
Good point. Tamerkins did also say clone of a Mandalorian.
Okay, just a Mandalorian,
I
any
guess,
Mandalorian. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That's a good one. I will say the first initial thought I had was Tar Vizsla, but
Ooh.
like I was thinking about how they die originally, which like is through with like a thought bomb.
Ooh, yeah.
So like you really don't die. But then you kind of, I don't know. It seems like we can make our own path. So it really just depends. But yeah,
There's so many
there's
ways
so
it
many
could
good.
go.
That's why it's such a fun universe. There's kind of endless cool characters, and maybe you make your own original. Well, I guess that's not the question, but you know, there's infinite characters out there anyhow.
Yeah, that's why Star Wars is like the most fun sandbox in my opinion to play with. You know, there's still rules in the galaxy, but then there's so much you could do, so much you can play with, and your imagination just goes wild. That's one of my favorite things about Star Wars.
Which
So,
is why your what ifs, Bismo, are so good.
yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
If you can write and you can put that writing through the lens of Star Wars, does that make sense? Probably not. Then you literally have infinite possibilities, and that's what you've done.
I mean, to some extent, that's really what Dave Filoni kind of does. He's kind of like he's just kind of content with telling his stories through the medium of Star Wars, I guess, for the most part. Like he doesn't really like he doesn't do anything but Star Wars, you know?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, he does. He does some good ones, and he does some other ones. Just joking.
One could debate.
He's
One could
the heir
debate.
apparent at this point. He's still the heir apparent.
Wow.
It's his birthday, Dustin.
I know. I'm
Already
so
going
sorry.
there. I thought coming on here I'd be immune to any of this.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, here's
I'm
the rule.
I'm
You have to
kidding.
set the ground rules, Bismo. If there are things that can be talked about and things that
Yeah, we
cannot,
should have agreed about this ahead of
we
time.
got to sign a waiver.
We sign a waiver. We have to sign a waiver for Bismo. to come out,
Right.
So we don't. Yeah, I mean that would make sense. But anyone else in the chat?
Yeah, Kirsten said be a clone of AP5. I relate to that droid so much.
Yeah.
But if I'm a clone of a droid, then I have to watch out for Dan. So maybe then a clone of Padme.
Wow.
I mean, as long as I would be Kanan, so I would be a Jedi running around with a lightsaber. So
No,
you better watch out.
All droids.
All droids better watch out.
We should give a little bit of backstory on this. Okay, so
Yeah.
the reason Kirsten's coming at Dan because he was on the gaming live stream on Friday,
Monday.
Monday. I'm so sorry, Monday, and it was your first time playing Jedi Survivor, right?
First time ever, yeah.
First time ever playing Jedi Survivor, and there was a part where he was trying to take over a droid. I think that's the part that you're talking about.
That started it.
Favorite
Yeah.
part.
And and I was trying to tell him like, don't kill that one because BD's trying to take it over and he's gonna become your friend. And the Dan's just hacking away. I'm like, no, Dan, stop, no.
I mean, to be real, I was like kind of button mashing a lot, So I was trying, like I was just freaking out because I was, afraid. Give yourself a stim shot. So I'm trying to give myself a stim shot, but I think in the process I'm just hitting the droids over. And then I realized that he didn't turn fast enough to my side, so I couldn't trust him, despite what Dustin was saying.
Yeah.
If I was playing the game by myself without a guide or a mentor in the chat, I probably would have just destroyed everybody in my path.
Yeah.
Because I won't leave anything untouched. It hurt me to watch Dustin when you did the run through. You just ran through that whole segment.
That hurt you.
It hurt me.
It was
I
for
like,
time.
Wait.
It was for time.
I
I didn't kill all the droids at least.
You guys have
Dark
had.
Side Dan.
Yeah, that was. If you guys want to see the most dark side Dan, go back and watch Monday night.
I'm not saying I'm proud of it, but it happened. Mistakes were made.
That stream was great, and yeah, that was definitely my favorite moment when Dan destroyed his own droid. I was like studying, writing stuff down, and I stopped for a second and watched it live and just started laughing out loud. It was so great.
I know, like it was just like it kept happening. I was like, Dan, stop. Just like, no.
and then you continued the trend though.
I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. We got to be fair.
Yeah.
I did kill a droid
did
myself,
continue the trend,
and it
though.
might have been worse actually than what you did.
So Kirsten, I'm glad that you want to be AP5, but have a backup plan.
Yeah,
Well, she did, Padme.
That's
yeah.
what I said. She
Yeah.
has a backup plan.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
all good.
Mhm.
We're all going to get along. We're all going to make it through this universe one way. It's a big universe. Maybe we don't run into each other. As long as AP5's not flying through the like he was in Rebels, just singing and la la la. I mean, if I'm flying through in my ship, I am the pilot here.
Yes.
I might just go. Yeah, boom. I'm just,
Wow.
it's
you
like the
still go
traffic.
dark
It's like the
side
traffic cones. I don't know. I just.
Dan? You try to hit traffic cones, is what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying, but it happens sometimes. No, I don't. Why would I do that? I don't want to mess up my beautiful vehicle.
It doesn't matter who killed who. It's not bicker or argue.
Great reference.
Oh my goodness! But rapid fire through some. I
Yeah.
stopped you like after each one. So rapid fire.
Okay. Carla said Leia.
Nice.
Like
Great
her
choice.
enthusiasm and zeal for the rebel cause.
Ah, yeah.
Hannah said
Great word.
Fennec, which is awesome.
Yeah, man. Fennec's pretty cool.
And Skylar also said Padme or Satine or maybe Fennec.
Ooh, Satine would
Yeah,
be
lots
good.
of great answers.
Mm.
Those are really good, man. Those are all right. We need to move on.
Yep.
I was gonna ask another question, but it's gonna devolve us into
Too
so
much
much.
fun stuff to get to.
I'm gonna say it anyway because it's too much fun.
Oh,
All right.
dear.
All right. Now, who would you pick if you had to fight them to the death to live on?
Wait, what?
What person would you be a clone of if you had to fight that clone? Bismo you kind of gave me the idea. So like,
Wow.
say you
You had to kill your clone?
you had to fight to survive.
Yeah.
Only one of you could
Only
move
one of you
forward
can make it
Yeah,
out of
I-
here.
from
I'm-
this point. This is dark
Yeah,
side.
I mean, respectfully, I'm winning. I'm not going to get chopped up, so I'm going to be at full potential in Anakin Skywalker body, and I'm taking down Vader.
You're taking
It's going
down.
down.
Yes, I like it. That's true because if you're cloned, you wouldn't be cloned disfigured. So if you came along, yeah, that would work.
I just would not. I would be careful around the high ground. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
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 You
Just throw
always-
sand at him. You'd win. One Hondo.
Yeah.
Sand attack. Oh man. All right. Anyway, sorry. We should just move on. But it was a fun idea. You can think about it all
Yeah,
later. We're gonna move on. All
Great
right.
question.
Good job, Dustin.
All right, fun question week. Thank you everybody for answering that. And if you're watching later, definitely answer it in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you because it's just fun. It's fun stuff. All right, we got another announcement. So this Friday, we're going to be ending the Jedi Survivor live streaming. Okay, we're coming to the end of the game, and we are going to finish it this Friday. No matter how long it takes, okay? It's going to be a good time. So definitely be there. It's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be going live. It's going to be a blast. So definitely be there if you can. Darkside Dan might come back up. We have no idea. Maybe from a distance. All right. And also, we've already said it, but we've been saying it. It's your birthday, Bismo. Do you want to say how old you are or no? Do you want to save that? It's up to you.
Yeah, no, I'll give it up. If you guys can do the math, I'm 1/3 of the way to executing Order 66.
Wow. So are you saying you're going to execute Order 66?
Once he gets there.
Up to interpretation.
I mean, you are Anakin's clone.
He's a third of the way there.
Do you join him?
Yeah, think of it this way. There's still lots of time left. So, I wouldn't get too worried about it either way. And if you're not force sensitive, you probably don't have anything to worry about.
So stop stressing, man.
Yeah, don't worry
Just
about
take
it.
it easy.
That's Order 66 was just cloning Anakin, and then that's how they took over the entire galaxy. That would be crazy. A bunch of cloned Anakins taking over Order 66. All right, we're devolving. All right, but yeah, dude, happy birthday. We're going to get into some more later, so that's a little bit of a tease. We're going to be getting into some more birthday stuff later. Fun game, and
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to it. But let's get into tonight's episode, all right? We're going to jump into the non-spoilers for Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 4, A Different Approach. Let's jump into these non-spoilers before I say anything I shouldn't. No, I'm just joking.
Agreed.
All right, let's do pros first.
Okay.
Hit me up with some pros, people. Hit me up.
Well, I'll let Bismo go first, or fact checker, or somebody else.
It sounded like you were gonna go. And
Yeah,
then you
I
threw
know
it to
I was, but
everybody
I
else.
was gonna just repeat. I edited it, and I was gonna say the same thing I said last week, and I don't want to do that. Now that I've gotten down this rabbit hole, the music was really good. I really like the music again of this episode. Yes, Kirsten, thank you. You guessed it.
Yeah,
Now
perfect.
I gotta edit all this, but music was so good. It was just, I loved how it ended, especially there was some music in the beginning, but near the end of the episode, actually, it kind of brought back some themes that we remembered and
Right.
some emotional moments, etc. that, emotional scores that I really enjoyed. So
Yeah.
way to go, Kevin Kiner.
All right. What about you, Bismo? I'm sure you got some pros, man. This is your area of expertise, homie.
Okay. I got to be careful here, because we're in the non-spoilers, but I will say, I'm going to say generally the pace actually was a pro, but I feel like it'd be better for me to elaborate what I mean by that when we get to the spoiler section, though. So for now, I actually am going to say the pace.
You're good at teasing
and-
things. I really like that. Sorry.
And similarly to the first 3 episodes, I do think that they have upped the game visually, at least to some extent compared to season 2. I think that something about the coloring is either, there's just more of a palette going on, or it's fitting the tone of the story a little bit better. So yeah, I liked the visuals and the pacing for being what it was, 1 episode compared to 3 last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you on that. It was definitely a point where I was watching, I was like, man, it looks. My reference point is I keep going back to like the first episode of the Bad Batch was the Order 66. That looks so clean to me. I was just like, man, that's on like another level, and it's getting closer to that. It feels like as the seasons go on, it's getting better and better. And I completely agree with you on that. I liked kind of the tone they took in some ways as to, it feels like a very popular movie. They just somebody was watching that movie when they made this, but it reminded me so much of Jurassic Park. Fact checker, you were saying that too,
Yep.
Wall, and it was hilarious to me. But I did actually enjoy that fact. If you can, Jurassic Park's just a classic, There's a part where we started singing. I was like, da 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 da.
Yeah.
But even with the crates and stuff like that, it reminded me of Jurassic Park and what happens to a character.
Whoa. Are we in the spoiler or non-spoiler?
I
Look,
thought there was,
I didn't spoil anything.
he said the
I
word-
just said crates, okay?
But there's a lot of
Wee-woo.
call them out.
The spoiler police are here. I'm under arrest.
Oh man.
Dang it. Sorry.
Now I need a stinger for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I did want to say the Imperial.
Don't spoil
There
it.
are lots of Imperials. I'm
The
doing
Imperial-
really bad
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah.
The Imperial in this, I thought did a great job. Okay, it was.
I would
on
agree.
point.
I would agree. I was too afraid to say that in a way. But
I'm sorry.
we'll say the Imperial presence.
There we go.
Was
These
well. You could feel the presence of the Imperials, I guess, in this
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
It was on point. That was definitely on point. So
I
thank you.
I did like how it carried on the season. Like it moved us forward in the season and in the show. It did move forward the storyline of where we have been into, kind of where we're going now after episode 3, some new things and so to speak. But I can't say anything more than that other than it did feel like the story took a small step forward in setting up this finale season. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and
100% agree with that.
yeah, and I agree, Bismo, with the coloring and the lighting as well. It's looking really, really good. I think they're working themselves back up to something really special for the final episode or episodes. I think we could see something, like Dustin said, equal to the Order 66
or
better.
If they could I think really peak
Yeah.
is if they match season 7 ending of
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars. I think that was peak for me.
That
with
was
Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And
is this season less episodes than season 2?
same amount, 16 episodes.
It's always been 16.
It's been 16,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think so.
Episode season
Okay,
1, 2, and
okay.
3, I believe, are all 16. Maybe fact check and double check that for us when you get a chance. No problems, because I am going to throw it to you next. Did you have any pros before you do that?
Yeah. And you'll have to tell me what I'm looking up because I missed it.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Um,
I'll tell you in a sec.
Yeah, I liked that there were some callbacks to previous episodes or previous moments in the Bad Batch seasons. So because this is the final season, it's like they're kind of, I don't know, dropping some nuggets from their previous episodes. So just kind of neat.
That makes
Clever.
sense.
Clever writing.
I was just going to look up the Bad Batch seasons, how many episodes have been in each
Okay.
season. If you could just look that up
Okay,
for me, that'd be awesome.
I'm
Thank
pretty
you.
sure it's 16.
I'm
per
pretty
season.
sure
I'm pretty
too.
confident, yeah, but just so we get it right. But but yeah, no, that was a nice callback. Any other pros before we move on to cons?
Yep, 16 in each.
Ooh.
16 in each.
Yeah.
Okay, fact check or double check that. All right,
16 each.
16 in each. So yep, same amount.
Okay.
Yeah,
all Yeah, go
I
ahead.
just want to say I really did agree with Dan though on like where we're at as far as like how much I'm going to use the word accomplished, but I'd like to expand on that more in the spoiler section. Though.
I know
Yep.
non-spoilers. It's a tricky beast. I'm not doing a very good job, but at least they don't fully understand what I'm talking about until they watch it.
Yeah, and I'm going to edit it anyway.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. I appreciate that.
Those that are live, no.
Yeah, for those that are live that have been spoiled. Although it looks like most people in the chat have seen.
Yeah,
this
I would imagine
episode.
most people watching this have watched it, but
Correct.
sometimes there's people that
Yep.
it's either you got to watch this, first and then watch it, maybe to see, is it on target?
Oh,
very
nice.
true.
I like it.
But I do like that we can put out a non-spoiler talk and still break down what we liked and what we didn't like, because there's nothing worse than jumping in a video and then all of a sudden they give you like the biggest spoiler, but not having at least told you that spoiler ahead.
It's a good taste to see what you're getting into if you trust the people that you're listening to when it comes to the non-spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so we'll hit a few cons. We don't want to say too many before and non-spoilers. All right, so cons for me, yeah, it's hard to do without spoiling a lot of this.
Mhm.
It feels like same old in some ways. man,
Yeah. No,
With one
no,
particular-
very predictable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Predictable.
that's a great
Mhm.
word. Thank you. It was very predictable. It's very predictable, and it didn't. We didn't. I feel like we're not learning a lot. That's the only thing. I really want to see some more learning going on, some
Mhm.
growth, but I don't want to say one way or another. Sorry,
There was a
drawing blank on
small
that,
bit
anything
of,
else,
of
but-
character growth in this one, actually, but for only one part, I think. The rest of it was pretty. You could see it coming, like Bismo said. What did you say? What was
Predictable.
Predictable.
Yep. And it
Yeah.
started with a P.
I did just think something though. I will say like some subtle teases in this episode too. I will say for the later episodes, some foreshadowing.
Oh yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's a pro. Yeah,
Mhm.
there are a lot.
Yeah,
There's a lot
forgot
of
about it.
interesting
Mhm.
things, and you'll have to get our full take in the spoiler section. But it felt a lot like normal Bad Batch to me. I guess you could say.
Yep.
Take that as a pro or a con. Not too much. I wouldn't necessarily call it a filler episode, but it's close, in my opinion, to a filler episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that kind of I guess grade of it. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely somewhere in between because has filler elements, but it also does progress the story.
It does. At least it's a continuation, you know.
Mhm.
So at least it's not a complete side mission thing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we actually need to know these details. So that's why,
And-
in some ways, we don't absolutely need to know, but
Yeah. And if this is the level of like filler this
yeah.
season will get, like,
Yeah.
there's not like a higher level of filler, that would be much of an improvement and more of what I'm looking for. As long as we're continuing to move the story and build towards something and have bigger episodes, of course, but like don't need necessarily like a, sushi eating episode on a separate planet.
right.
Right.
oh,
That's
we're-
they're padding the runtime when they're starting eating the sushi and
Yeah.
really showing it for like
Mhm.
minutes at a time.
Which brings me to another bit of a con in some ways. I feel like, we're moving the story forward, but there are 16 episodes, and we've already gotten to a point where I'm kind of like, what are we doing now? I guess how it ends. I don't want to give anything away. I did like the ending. I feel like if you took out one character in this entire show, that it would have been, or at least this episode especially, it would have been so much. There would have been a lot more weight to the ending of this, and because when it happens, you're like, oh, I feel that, and I kind of have a more of a rant in some ways, not necessarily, but to go into into spoiler section, I have a little bit more to get into with that, but
Is
yeah.
that a pro that you don't know where we're going?
It makes me nervous.
Yeah.
I know.
Sorry, go ahead, Biz.
Well, I will say I agree to kind of disagree a little bit there, where it's kind of like because we've accomplished so much. Yeah, I don't know where we're going, and that could be a pro or a con, but it's kind of to be determined. But I would say, story-wise, we're much further along than I had anticipated before starting the season, I guess, as far as what's been accomplished. So there's a lot more room to do a lot of cool things, but if, let's say, some of the things they tease in this episode is the scope of the entire plot, I'm not going to be very impressed.
Right. It kind of just depends on where they go from here. That's where we're left off at this point. Like, which direction are they going to go? They could totally nail it and keep us hooked the whole time, or they could, again, go off in different directions that might not be as meaningful as what's happening right now.
Right. I think what they're bumping up against and what we're bumping up against is when we see Clone Wars,
Is
Rebels,
it the droids that you're hitting while you're flying in space?
Those droids are out of my way. If they bump into me,
The cones.
those cones are getting bumped.
Sorry.
But I think what we're really running into is the how to manage the heaviness of the Bad Batch and what they are, and what they showed up as in Clone Wars and in the Order 66 episode, and how much depth there is with those particular characters and their storyline, with the way that they've seen the Imperials come and take over. The stormtroopers have replaced. There's a lot of weight there,
Right.
and I feel like there's also it's like juxtaposed against a very soft something character.
Like how vague we have to be for non-spoilers.
And so it's just going to be interesting to see, can they really go like full heavy emotional? And they touched it a little bit in this one, right? But to get us to the level of like Rebels with Kanan, reaching out, and these kinds of moments in Clone Wars, with Ahsoka, like that takes you to a whole nother emotional level. And can they do that with the main character of the Bad Batch, who we've dubbed, it's like the Omega show, right? Can they do that? I'm pulling for them to make it happen, and I think they're inching their way there, and I've got a good feeling about it.
Yeah, I want to follow that up in the spoiler section for sure, because you're touching upon a really great point here. But I think maybe let's cap off the non-spoilers section. Overall, I guess we're gonna rate it here in a sec, but just to kind of sum up the pros. I feel like for the most part, there's a lot of pros in this. There's a lot of pros in this episode. We don't think it's necessarily filler. And it is continuing the story, which is good. We like the look of things. It's definitely looking great.
Yeah.
And the music is on point, man. I would have to agree with you guys 100% on that the music has been on point, and they're delivering on with the. I think without you take out the music in a lot of this, you're not getting those same those feelings, So, but sorry, did you have something, Biz?
I was just gonna say, all those things said, a lot of pros, but a little predictable, right?
Right. Yeah. So, that's a great way to put it. I think there's some pros, but definitely predictable episode. So, let's rate this. You want to go first, Biz?
Yeah, sure. And since because after watching last week, we'll have to talk a little bit, of course, when we get into spoilers, what happens in the first 3 episodes. Right.
Yeah.
But so my rating for this episode, I thought about it a bit. It's going to be and this is out of 5, right?
Yes.
So 3.5 out of 5. And then just to give my overall rating for last week too, and just the show so far through 4 episodes is 4 out of 5. So 3.5 out of 5 for this, and the show is on its own right now, 4 to 5.
Yeah, that's a great point. I should have asked you more about that before this as to what your
well, I feel like it's more spoilers, right?
Right. We'll get into spoilers. But when we get spoilers, remind me, and we'll definitely. I want to hear your opinion on the first 3 episodes, because I think that'll really help with the 4th episode as well. But for me in this, I'm gonna rate it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna go straight 3 on this one. It was predictable, and I have more cons that I'm going to share in the spoiler section. So I think that's it for me. What about you, Dan?
I'm going to give this one, I wanted to give it a 4 because of the musical return that we got.
You can. You don't have to change.
I know.
It's whatever you're thinking.
Yeah, I'm feeling a 4.
Answers.
I'm feeling a 4, but that means it beats 1 through 3, because I gave 1 through 3 a 3.
Well, I don't know if there's any problem with that. It's just, it's one episode.
It was one standalone episode. Again, I've got a good feeling about this season. So I've given it a 4. And, if there's something that's not up to par, then I'm going to drop it like a rock to like 1. But 4 it is.
Yeah. No, for sure.
4?
I guess that's a good spread.
The music, man.
I'm just joking. I know. No judgment. Just for freeze out. No.
Dark Side Dan in the chat said much lower.
Yeah, that's right. We have a clone in the chat. It's Dan.
My clone is like so negative.
My clones.
My clones. Just teasing.
Can't do that voice. What about you, fact checker?
I guess I'm opposite a little bit of Dan.
That's fine.
I would say 3.
Yeah.
There's stuff I don't like. It's silly and personal preferences, but
hey, no,
I
that's
didn't
totally
love
fine.
the episode.
Dark Side Fact Checker's showing up.
Dark Side Fact Checker.
No, I did like parts, but the things I didn't like are really silly and not even Star Wars related. So just ignore me.
You didn't like the colors?
No, it wasn't bad. Yeah, there wasn't enough purple. Come on.
There wasn't enough purple?
Not enough purple.
That's how you judge every episode, is just on the color purple.
Not at all. No, not at all.
Oh man, that's hilarious. All right, so sweet. We all gave our answers there. That is our rating. What's the chat saying on what's their ratings?
Yeah, we've got a poll running in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
So feel free
Hit it up.
to fill us in right now.
Yeah.
4 is winning, so they liked it. They thought it was
All right.
good.
Mostly positive.
Mhm.
Cool. No, we're glad. I'm glad everybody's enjoying it. For sure. It's good to
Are you
enjoy
glad,
Star Wars.
Dustin?
I'm glad everybody. No, I am glad everybody's enjoying it. Okay. for what
I
it
think
is.
we've got a good spread in here, at least for our ratings though. A couple threes, 3.5 and 4 though. I think we're pretty similar.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah, it's decent. It's not. See, like the thing about Bad Batch for me in a lot of ways is, at least for the most part, you're not. A lot of the time, you're not getting those moments in other Star Wars projects that have come out that just like makes you like want to throw up. But
like I feel like I'm watching Star Wars, even if I am
Yeah.
on the sushi eating planet with the chubby Mace Windu.
Yes.
yeah, it's kind of like I think did we talk about it last week? It was kind of like comfort food to me. The Bad Batch is almost like comfort food in some ways.
Yeah.
It's not. And it might not be the best at times, but it's always there for you when you need it in some ways. So it's not, you're not, and then sometimes you get comfort food that's absolutely amazing. It blows you away. You're like, I don't even know why this is so good today, but it is. And then some days you're like, I'm not really feeling this comfort food. And that's kind of what it's like. It's never really been much more unless you get some of those crosshair episodes. And some of those crosshair episodes, you're like, yes.
Yeah. And we heard some of that. We heard some of
Saw
it.
some of it.
Yeah.
Business.
This guy, hey, throw it at me.
I agree
Should we
to
get to
disagree a little
spoilers?
bit.
No, do it, man.
But, I mean, I think there's more than a couple loose good episodes throughout the past couple seasons we've had. I think there's more than a couple. Will I say every episode is as good as it gets? No, but I do think there are, even with last season, a handful that were really good. They utilize lore that's kind of been predetermined already.
Right.
Like, for example, just simply including like Fennec Shan in the last season. Good utilization of continuation. Obviously, I don't want a show to be so front strong, so I do need like a 3-episode arc where it's like as good or better than how they started the show, though.
Right. Yeah. And by comfort food, I mean like they're all like pretty solid
Yeah,
episodes.
yeah. No,
I mean more like there's not as many great like blow you away episodes. That's more what I mean. But it's always decent. Like,
I think a couple of them have been. Well, I mean, I think you were saying that with some of the crosshairs, but some of them have really blown me away. But definitely not all of them.
I'd say some like definitely a lot of fun moments. Like I definitely enjoy like Wrecker. It's always fun for me. That's like I'm saying more the comfort side of things. It's fun.
Yeah,
you're in the Star Wars.
No,
galaxy.
I think it is like a really good description of it. I'm just saying my number of like the ones that go outside of that might be a little bit more than you, right?
Enjoy. No, hey,
but the average is definitely in the comfort zone. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. And for me, it's comfortable because like Clone Wars, like it reminds me of Clone Wars when we were watching Clone Wars, back in the day. That's why it's like, not every episode of Clone Wars like blows you away, but it's always solid. You're always having a good time for the most part, and
No, definitely. I was like, I grew up with Clone Wars. That was my medium. That was like, really my first thing I got to saw that was actually releasing. I'm in kindergarten and the episodes first started coming out, and then that was like most of my childhood that I had grown up with. So to have Bad Batch, which is essentially a continuation of that, like I'm gonna be a little bit biased just because like it's basically my playing water of like what Star Wars has kind of always been to some extent. And I'm gonna be sad if this is the end of the Clone Wars,
right?
Or just like animated Clone Wars style shows. That would be really sad too. So my expectations are high, but I'm a little more forgiving probably too.
Right? No, hey, no, that's totally fine, man. And all different experiences for all of us, and it hits us all differently, and that's why I'm glad when people can enjoy it. It's still Star Wars, you know what I mean? It's Star Wars, and a lot of this is still ideas from George Lucas too. That's even what they were talking about, which is fun. It's cool stuff, and I'm glad that we can just have a good discussion about it. But I think we're gonna wrap up the non-spoiler section here if we haven't already in the edit, Dan.
Let's do it.
But so what's everybody in the chat right now? Or did we already? You already did that, didn't you? I'm sorry.
Good.
We'll move on. All right, so let's jump into
But if they're watching back, the non-spoilers in the comment section, Dustin.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Let us know your rating for this episode in the comment section below. If you're watching later, we'd love to hear from you. And just tell us what you thought. If we're totally off, if we're on point, or if we're on target, let us know. All right. You know what, Biz, I'm going to give you the honors here. We have a saying every time we get into the spoiler section. So I'm going to tee it up.
Chopping at the bit.
I'm going to tee it up, and then I'm going to let you do the honors. So we're going to spoil it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Omega dies.
Oh
Okay,
no!
Music to
What?
my ears.
Dustin's been waiting to hear that for a long.
Yes, Father.
Oh my
no.
goodness, you
Yeah,
guys.
no. Honestly, I might be talking for a while here, just because between listening last week and some other things, I do have a lot to say.
Do it, yeah. It's your
But,
birthday, man.
Yeah. So first off, though, this episode 4, the pacing it was actually kind of a pro and a con for me in that it felt filler pacing to some extent. It's like, okay, we're on this planet, we crash landed, I thought for a second like, oh, they're gonna be stuck in the wilderness. Thankfully they weren't stuck in the wilderness and they actually progressed to like a town, because that could have been a whole episode. So I'm thankful for that, like they progressed that. And then we're in the town and we got to smuggle and get some tickets. And what do we got to do that? Rather than have Crosshair shoot everybody, let's just have Omega illegally gamble the credits. That's definitely
Yeah.
Well,
there's
first,
nothing wrong with that.
yeah,
either,
bribe. The setup of the bribe.
Yeah.
Like she goes straight to the bribe on the person, hoping for what, like $1 or so. That she was hoping for a cheap price.
Well, it seemed out of morale too. Like I always thought she might basically beg or say like something's like off, like, oh, my dad's sick or something and we need to get passage. But no, I mean,
Yeah, you immediately thought of a better way.
But yeah, no, most of the episode is spent gambling to some extent, right? So like the goal of the episode is get to the credits so we can get the tickets to buy the get out of there. Spoiler alert, that is not what ends up happening at all. That is not how we leave.
We're in the spoiler section.
Yeah,
So.
we're definitely
Yeah.
Spoil away, my friend.
Yep. But it's just so some of the problems though, specifically like the Jurassic Park moment for me. How is it that they can go onto one control panel and in 1 second release every animal at once? You're telling me there's no passcode, or that panel doesn't control just one of them?
You don't have to have some security clearance. I said the exact same thing, and I rewound it to watch it again. I was like, did she like watch him do it and then she did it? Was there some other clue? Like,
did we miss something here?
Was there a deleted scene? Yes. Good point, Bismo.
Maybe the
Force
extended
sensitivity
version
goes far, but I just don't think. I don't know.
Plot convenience becomes a thing,
dude. That's a solid point, and everything you've been saying is like I'm with you 100%. The only thing is like we can do all these bad things because I just don't want to hurt anybody. But at the end, we hurt a crap ton of people.
Yeah,
in a more violent way.
This always, every episode always ends up like this, and to some extent, every like animated Clone Wars or Rebels, like there's a general plot to each individual episode that I guess isn't like main story, where they set up something, there's some kind of problem. Now we got to spend half the episode to fix it. And now there's blaster fire everywhere for the last 5 minutes. And that's how the problem's usually solved. But like, that's what ends up happening in this episode. Rather than, let's, change it up a little bit. Let's have Omega, gamble, use her kind of force sensitivity to win it. It just kind of reverts back to the basically plan A in a more roundabout way. And also another thing too is, with Omega being, force sensitive and her attachment to this hound and other things, she's struggling to, I guess, let go. Like they could have easily just left without the hound. She might be falling down a dark path
through attachments.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a great point. I didn't even consider that. I was thinking that like because she has the force, everything just always works out for her now. Is that like the easy scapegoat thing that like because she has the force, everything works out? I don't know. That's more plot convenience. But yeah, that's a great point. I didn't think of it that way for the attachments thing.
Yeah, she doesn't listen to Crosshair either when he's like, the escape is this way.
The problem though is like the storytellers are trying to tell us that Crosshair's he's wrong here, and that Omega is right to not leave anybody behind. That's why, like, what's the lessons? That's starting to be my biggest thing with this show. Like, if little girls are looking up to Omega, what are we learning here? To not hurt somebody, we have to lie to them and also bribe somebody and then gamble as a child. We're going to gamble to get what we want. Everything's always going to work out fine no matter what. And I get to boss around all the adults. I mean, I personally don't want my kids watching that.
I just don't really like the Crosshair gets no say. Like, why is it not a team? Like, they should be trying to enforce teamwork, and working together. I guess they do have very conflicting personalities, but it's kind of like, Omega Way or the Highway.
Yeah. And
it follows episode 3 in the jailbreak, which I re-edited in a short. It was very cruel.
I love that way. That way would have made so much more sense.
I mean, she because they're like, how did you get out of prison? And it ends with that scene, which we can get to. But basically, she's like, you did it by yourself? And then I'm thinking, basically, yeah. She told Crosshair, and then she just kind of like on a whim was like, follow me. And then when it came time to shoot, like nobody can hit them either because apparently Crosshair can't.
That's okay. That's expected though. That's expected.
Yes, they can't get shot, right? But the dog doesn't even get shot. I mean, I'm like, okay, but giant barreling thing. But it just kind of followed the same pattern in this episode where she's running in front and he's behind her because she disagreed with the plan. And yes, like you said.
So, yeah. I do see here, like Miss Minerique said, isn't Omega older than the men? Yes, technically.
Oh, I just looked it up. It said she's 12.
She's 12. Okay, 12, there's 13. A weird thing because it's clone, and there's
she's an unaltered clone.
She's an unaltered clone, so she's been alive longer, but in her mental state and experience wise, I don't feel like she is older in that regard because they were aged up. So they were aged up to a certain point and then they were immediately basically into action, but they were taught things just rapidly. They learned everything way faster. They got things way faster. So it's a weird.
Mrs. Manrique said we have to remember that they're practically clone boys too in adult bodies. Is that how they are kind of?
I mean, you wouldn't give necessarily clone boys weapons of destruction and
I think in a universe where we can accelerate the growth of something, they're also probably accelerating the mental development as well. So for all intensive purposes, they just age faster. So they are more mature. They've just existed longer. At least that's my interpretation. And the show has never once played that side other than mentioning it, that Omega is technically older. She's always been the kid, right? It's so right. I wouldn't really consider that. It's something to note though.
It is. No, I mean it's still an interesting point in kind of the juxtaposition of this show. I can say words. That's the point. They should have named it the Omega Show though. If you're gonna do that, you should have named it the Omega Show. And we kind of went off on that last week. And to your point, you were talking about earlier, Biz, Dan, I think it was Dan actually, who was talking about the weight of certain shows like Rebels and Clone Wars. I think one of the biggest mistakes in some ways, in my opinion, of this season so far is they didn't age up Omega enough. I think if they would have aged her up a couple years even or something like that, I think that would have gave us some more weight to these characters. I think you would have been able to deliver on some more heavier moments.
Right.
And we would have probably felt that distance between Omega, Hunter, and Wrecker a lot more than what we did at the end of this episode, which was also another con for me. Like, it's technically for us. Okay, I know it's been months for them. And they kind of showed that through the first 3 episodes. But for us, it's really only been 3 episodes that she's been away from Hunter and Wrecker. And whenever they get back to them, was anybody surprised that she made it back to them? I mean, I just didn't have that emotional connection. Also for the fact that she hasn't grown any as a character to this point for us to really feel connected with her, that she got back to Wrecker and Hunter. I don't know. Am I off in left field here? What do you guys think?
Well, I just want to say, I want to say a lot of things. So, but
do it. It's your birthday.
Yeah, I mean, them dropping the 3 episodes at once is that's basically 2 weeks for us. If this was a episode by episode drop, 4 weeks, that probably would have felt a lot more weight. that aside, though, I want to get into the what I was saying I would elaborate on in the non spoilers, and kind of also similar to what Dan said and kind of what I was saying last week. Though the benefit though of this is where we are right now. I thought would be like mid-season finale, like getting the gang back together. They've broken out. We are on episode 4 and we've got 12 episodes to work with. Honestly, like the things we expected to and knew what was going to happen have happened, and I'm okay with it now. That just means we can do a lot more cool stuff. Like I like that kind of progression where we're not spending half the season to do what we kind of already expect we are gonna do, and I was thinking about throwing Andor under the bus, but it's already out there. It's already out there. I've got immunity on my birthday here. No,
you do.
No, but like for Andor, it was kind of the opposite problem for me. Like the first 6 episodes of Andor, I think I would have appreciated Andor a lot more if that arc, with all those really cool colors and that like heist where they stole our credits, if that was the first 3 episode arc, that would be great. And if he was like out of the prison by halfway through the season, and then we're already getting some of his missions going on, I would have appreciated that, I guess, more so. So I guess, although the pacing to some extent in these episodes has been slower in tone, they've accomplished a lot, which to some extent could be like, well, they kind of rushed this, so maybe we don't feel as much weight, so that's a drawback. But the positive is now we have a lot more of like a fun playing field with a lot more uncertainty. So it really depends now, because if the things that they teased, which I want to reference, about 2 or 3 minutes into this episode, Omega is trying to get those coordinates back to Mount Tantus. Is that going to be the main plot point of the season, or like a mid-season finale? So I hope that, I don't know how I feel if destroying like Mount Tantus is like kind of like their big thing. Like, how do we feel about that? If that's
because
the main series.
Yeah, that's the question I have now going forward. I mean, what's the main plot now going forward?
Well, I feel like it is. I feel like it is like Bismo's saying. She's like, we can't leave the dog behind. We can't leave Crosshair behind. We can't leave all of the clones and everybody at Mount Tantus behind.
Right, yeah.
We have to pick them all up. So we got to get every ship and we got to go back to Tantus. You know what I'm saying?
It feels only like 5 at a time.
Right. It feels like it's leaning that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
that could be cool.
That would it could be cool, but it also could be like totally not cool.
Predictable or repetitive, or I don't know. Maybe this is all harkening back to season 1 when all of the clones died on Camino.
Right.
And they were just destroyed, and this is a way of like getting some emotional return for the Bad Batch and,
So for me, in some ways, like we're starting off this season where I almost feel like we should have started the entire show. I mean, because we all kind of knew there was something special about Omega. They never really said. We all kind of speculated she had the Force. And for the first 2 seasons, we're kind of like, what's the point in some ways? Obviously we know there's something more. But there wasn't really a ton of huge things at stake, I guess you could say. But now leading off the first couple episodes, now we finally know that Omega has a high M count. She has the Force. I feel like we should have started off the entire show this way, because it would have given us more of a reason to be attached to her and to be more like, oh, that's why they're hunting her down. That's why they're doing this. It seemed a little flimsy earlier on in the season, but it feels again a lot of like the same old. Like it's still the Empire trying to get Omega, which was the first 2 seasons of this show. And that's why it's like a little like it's getting a little repetitive for me. There are some higher stakes, but I'm hoping it goes to more of a clone uprising, for the fact that maybe that's the story that they're going to really lean into in the second half. Which could be really cool. That could be cool. I would be all for that if they do that and they stick the landing. Now, if they make Omega the leader of the clone uprising, I don't know how I feel
well,
about that, but
she will personally go pick up every single one of those.
She's probably gonna kill Palpatine at some point because everything goes right for her, and it's
There's
gonna
a
be a
good
clone.
chance.
That's what's gonna happen. I calling it here now. Okay, Omega's gonna kill Papa Palps, but they have a clone of him ready to go. And it's the clone of Papa Palps that we see for the rest of Star Wars.
I like it.
It just makes sense. Plot armor, convenience.
Wow. That would be crazy. Yeah, I do hope, it does definitely seem like they're going to go back to Mount Tantus. They're not going to throw that out. I hope it's not the entire season, though, and I would love a clone uprising. I mean, I made a what if basically on it, but I want to see I want to see the real canon version that they have. We've seen the Battlefront, story version of it. I want to see that clone uprising to some extent. I don't want just this to be let's destroy Mount Tantus and that's our contribution, I guess.
Yeah. So and the whole Mount Tantus thing, destroying Mount Tantus, is a interesting point. Before I get into that point, I do want to say, Hunter, man, hitting us with the super chat. What's up? Thanks, Hunter, for doing that. We appreciate you as always, my honey. All right. He says, have we got to the Omega having everything go her way bash yet? Shout out to Tentacle Monsters munching the imp clown up. Should have been Omega.
Ouch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hunter's got hot takes. Okay.
Yep,
If you heard anything last week, he knows how to set the world on fire, which I appreciate. He's do you have a rebuttal to that, Biz?
No, I just was gonna it kind of reminded me of a Sarlacc almost. Did they dig up a Sarlacc and put it in?
No. You know what it was?
It's gonna make me more upset.
It was what Han Solo was trafficking in The Force Awakens.
Okay,
pretty sure. Which
I mean,
I
don't
know what they were
necessarily have a
called?
problem with that, but
Yeah. There was a few other animal references to the sequels in.
There's two specifically.
The porg sound effect. There was a porg in one of those boxes, and there's probably more actually. But
there probably was.
And I didn't mind. I don't mind the animals. It reminded me of
I'm not afraid of the animals, Dustin.
I'm not okay. I'm not. I don't
He's
mind.
afraid.
I don't mind the creatures.
Oh, is it King Prana?
It's just what they represent. Okay, and where they come from is what I have the problem, because they're linking things to the sequel trilogy. All right, why are you linking things to one of the worst things Star Wars has ever produced? I'm just saying, it's at this point, isn't that fairly unanimous? Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm this is my personal opinion on this. Okay, that's why it upsets me. I don't love that. So anyway,
Ryan says Borg
Gullet. No, it's not actually that. It's a different creature.
King Prana?
No, I think it's named something
it was
else.
named something else.
It's named something else.
Slimy creatures?
It has the tentacles. It's called something else.
Rathtar?
Rathtar. It's a
Okay.
Rathtar.
Yeah,
that was close.
It had to have been a Rathtar.
I think it looked like a Rathtar, but it may not have been. But he deserved to get,
Yeah, the imp
he was
deserved
just a tax man, cheating his way through. And I like the casting actually of his character. The voice actor was great.
Yeah, they did.
He looked, like every imp that needs to get, eaten by a monster.
Yeah.
So I liked
and
that.
Credit.
Yeah.
Credit where credit's due, though. The actual scenes where he enters the bar or whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
Really good, really good acting, and the tone is just set with the Imperial presence. They're portraying them like, as the bad that they are, is like they can only win, right? Like, all right, you beat me fair and square, but now you have to pay the fine, even though I'm immune to the fine because I make the rules.
Or I could just arrest you.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
That was a good take.
No, definitely some good there. So
only problem, is I'm starting to like the villains a little bit more too much in the show. Because
I think you're just secretly dark side.
Maybe I am. But last week we were almost rooting for Hemlock for the fact that he was putting Omega in her place.
Teaching her a lesson.
Her a lesson. I'm like, that's what needed to happen.
True.
I'm like, go Hemlock.
Because that's what I'm saying.
True.
If anybody's going to tell Palpatine or kill Palpatine, it's going to be Omega.
It's going to be Omega.
Because like in this particular show, nobody can tell her what to do. Not even Grumpy Crosshair, Like he's like, let's just go shoot them all up. And she's like, no, let's try it my way. And then her way is like bribe. It doesn't work. Then they go to gambling.
Then we shoot them all up anyway.
Yeah. And then they shoot him anyway. She's like, okay, we can try your way. And I get that. Like, okay, from a kid, like, well, violence isn't the first.
Right.
You shouldn't resort to that first.
You shouldn't always resort. So
but
in
she
that
did
regard,
steal, but she initially stole the clothes that they wore.
Yeah.
And then she bribed, and then she gambled, and then she killed. So, at least you go in the good order of like bad things to do as a adult young human that just got out of jail.
Yeah. There's some real moral ambiguity with her character. Again, another reason why I wouldn't actually put her as
However,
like
I actually...
That's what I'm saying. Potentially dark side.
Potentially,
dark side,
she could go dark side.
I actually liked the sequence when they left and they were like flying through hyperspace and she's like trying to get the ship going. And I can relate maybe that's why. Because like everything's breaking and like, trying to fix stuff. Everything's on fire. And, then I like how.
And then we're all yelling at you that like everything's going wrong. And you're like, I can see that.
I can see that. But yeah, exactly. I actually appreciated that. It looked good. And she just looks a little more. I mean, we saw a lot of that stuff in the trailer. But she does look a little bit more mature. Like, okay, yeah, I don't think that she can't do that stuff anymore. Like, I kind of believe. Whereas season 2, when Tech was teaching her, it felt like, it's a little cheap. She's just doing things all of a sudden. This time, maybe it was because it was necessary, and Crosshair was running around, freaking out, and I didn't mind that sequence actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they were kind of working together in a way. Is that why you liked it?
Yeah, and then it softened, and then she kind of went back to her old ways for me. But for me, in the initial goings, it made sense. So,
yeah.
Anybody else with me?
Yeah, you gotta have problems.
I'm totally with you on that. For me, it just doesn't feel earned. Like she hasn't earned that, at least from what we've seen through character growth, for her, for me to really get on board, especially with her being equal to them. That's the only thing. I mean, she's been learning from them, and
Well, she's not equal to them though.
Well,
she has a high M count, right?
Yeah, she's way better in every other way. Which,
if you're thinking about
irritating to me
teaching somebody, like when are they actually ready to be the master? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm teaching somebody something. The way that they become the great person that they can be is by letting them do the thing on their own.
Right.
And when they're doing it on their own, how well do they do? Now, of course, she's going to do well when she's on her own because she can do it already. But she had good teachers. She's been worked on by the 5 bad batchers. I mean, she should be, and she's the highest M count.
But even in that regard, though, with like a good teacher, you do hand it off to them with the expectation that they're going to fail
initially,
and or at least they might in some way, or they might still need some correcting along the way. And then that's whenever you, as a good teacher or mentor, can help correct them when they do fall short or they do make a mistake. Mm-hmm. And I agree that they've been teaching her things. The problem they didn't show us was that they didn't show us that when she made those mistakes, how they helped her along that way, and for her to realize that she made a mistake and learned from it. Because I feel like the learning part is what we're missing from Omega. And when you have a character, I was talking about this earlier, if you have a character that never makes a mistake, or that everything always works out for them, it's just not relatable for us, because us as humans, we all make mistakes. And we all have to learn from those mistakes. And that's what's relatable to us. So whenever you have a character that doesn't make any mistakes, that everything always works out for them for the most part. I mean, bad things happen, yes. It's not relatable. And I can't get emotionally attached to that character in that way. I guess, and for me, this might just be me, but that's my best way of describing how I feel about Omega. And it's not like I don't want to. I want to be invested in these characters so I can enjoy this so much more. And I feel like there was minor tweaks they could have made along the way that would have really like sold that and would have made it even better. And I would have been like, yes, do it, man. I would have been like, yeah, Omega's she's learned. She's on the right path. Go, girl.
like for example, a simple one that they did, like she could have lost Batcher. That's something simple. But in prison, she lost a good friend that she helped save. You know what I'm saying? Like Hemlock just took him out or something terrible. That's one small thing. Of course, we don't want to hurt the animal, but, that's a way for her to have loss and a result to the loss. Yes, she's lost Tech and she watched him fall.
I would say that's a big one though. Like that's definitely something, right?
Tech's probably the biggest one. But have we seen her learn from that?
Yeah,
maybe to some extent. I really liked your rant there though. I did like it. The thing is, it's not that she doesn't make mistakes. It's that, like you're saying, it always works out anyway. So it doesn't really necessarily matter. It's like, all right, I'm going to gamble my way out of it. Well, it doesn't work out. Well, we 1 out of 100 odds somehow steal a cargo ship with, 100 Imperials completely surrounded the area. We're 2 episodes now back to back. We're back to back, completely beating the odds with a force sensitive kid and a malnourished clone versus like battalions of. Well, the first time was like elite commando droids, so that was crazy.
That was crazy.
This time it would have been more believable if it's like there's always like one like pretty unbelievable moment and like that where they release all the animals at once. It's just like when that stuff happens, it's why I can't be rating some of this as like super high, when I can't overlook when there's just like a complete that just makes it so they win and they didn't really have to do anything.
Yeah, because that's just it's not as interesting.
Well, and the juxtaposition that I was getting at earlier,
hit us,
is like every time you see a clone, or you hear Rex say, we've lost so many brothers.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they have to say, and you feel for every single clone out there.
Yeah,
you're like, oh man, you're right. Like they all have lost. Like all of those people that were just used as pawns just died for basically, it feels like no reason. And it's sad. It makes you like, oh man, that's really hard, because anybody that's fought a war, unfortunately sad things happen.
Right.
And so then now you're bringing in Omega, who is a form of a brother, right? She's like a sister. She's like the unaltered version. And she we can't relate to her like we can relate to them. So when I see Hunter sad looking at Crosshair, or emotional, like there's emotions, and Wrecker, like he's not sure if I like looking across the, I don't even want to see that guy.
There's so much weight.
There's so much
more weight there.
When Omega looks across at Crosshair or at whomever, it just doesn't have the same kind of weight, because again, she lost Tech, but she doesn't have the same kind of relationship, at least to me yet. It's growing. It's got the potential to have the most actually impact, because she is one of them, and she has lost all of them just like they have, but we just haven't felt that quite yet. Although I said the depth that they gave her this time was when she did tear up. Mm-hmm. I mean, from an emotional acting perspective, like that was a heavier moment for her. So I feel like she went up a notch.
Yeah.
I just want to say, so like for these first 4 episodes so far, the first episode for me is actually my favorite, like the first episode of the series, and it still has been, even though it was like the more slow, but it set the tone to a lot of the season itself. But if anything, what I liked from it too was just showing that daily routine, and in that daily routine, we see her each day walk by Crosshair, who looks depressed or whatever else, and she goes to talk to him at the end of the day. So some of this we also don't see. We got to give some credit between, I guess, the relationship between those two is 125 days, I guess, of like seeing each other and then talking, but we get that in a week because they drop 3 episodes and then we kind of forget about it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I know, man.
He was rude to her the entire time. So when maybe she has an opportunity to get away from him, she's like, sure, fine, I'm done.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I really like how they did the slower pace and the day-to-day life
in prison.
It really felt like a show I've seen before. That was pretty dang good. I don't know what that is. I
don't know.
I forgot what it was now, but hey, I like real quick though. I did like what Kirsten said here. She said, "Hey, at least it was a better reunion compared to Ezra and Sabine."
I know.
Yes,
there's more emotions there.
Yeah.
He didn't give
I didn't get a chance.
Bismo a chance to rebut that comment.
Sorry. I'll let you rebut.
I'll let you right over to Ezra.
All I was gonna say, at least at least when I was watching the day-to-day, they were doing like cool Star Wars experiments, and I guess reminding me that I was watching Star Wars to some extent. I don't know.
I mean,
you could. I don't know. The prison was entertaining to watch. The Andor prison arc was great. You take Andy Serkis out of that, and that is mid.
Yeah, I would. It was definitely less interesting without Andy Serkis with his acting, but at least it gave us something new in Star Wars. At least for the whole prison, even how they kept them under control, what they were building. It
Pretty
always
extreme.
gave us some background as to how evil the Empire is, especially with just enslaving people for like minor things just so they could get this built. Anyway, we don't need to go into all of Andor, but no, I just think it's funny. I didn't mind. I don't mind slow pacing done right, and like I didn't actually mind her and him being in prison that long. The music really sold a lot of that for the first 3 episodes.
Yes.
And but again, I would have liked to have seen just some more development, finding the cracks in the armor, working with Crosshair. I still think it would have been a lot better if Hunter and Wrecker got her out versus her just, again, like you said, beating a whole bunch of commandos.
Well, and they came to
Yeah, I
her
wasn't
instead of her
expecting
going to them too.
No.
At the end.
No,
I
she-
know. At the end. Go ahead. Never mind.
Oh, I see. When she was walking up to the ship.
Well, I mean, she had to signal them still.
Well, yeah, because they didn't know
Yeah.
she was out.
How was like?
But
I
yeah.
guess like a reveal, but how was like Hunter not like waiting and like just out there right away? Like he's like, is that just for the plot and the reveal, or,
Yeah, it was
or what?
forced.
Like you're telling me after like 4 months he's not going to be just ready? Like,
Right. Like if you're waiting to see, you haven't seen a family member or somebody.
How,
you're just like,
how obsessed he like is, like this is his his purpose now. Like we're always talking about clones and what their purpose is. Hunter's purpose has been now for the past season and a half. It's just Omega, really. It is just Omega. Like I don't know what besides that. Just I guess parenting, maybe not doing the best job, but still,
yeah, because
I don't know.
they're almost, instead of parents at some point, I feel like they're almost just more like older brothers just trying to help out as best they can. The sad part for me is I just feel like that nerfed them so much for it to be the Bad Batch in that regard. But I can see it better from that perspective. Instead of parents, I feel like they're more like just older brothers trying to help her out and failing.
Specifically Hunter. I definitely like all the other like brothers, I would say brothers, and she refers to them as brothers, but it did seem like there was a little bit more of a connection, especially at first to Hunter.
Correct. He was more dad-ish
because he was the leader. He's a leader.
Yeah, he's the leader. He's the captain or whatever.
But since she showed up, I mean, is he really the leader anymore? And that's a debatable thing. But anyway, we've been talking about this for quite a while. I'd like to we got to hit in some more stuff. But if we got more, I don't want to kill it.
All I just gonna say is like I like the Crosshair theme at the end. The emotional weight of Crosshair and Wrecker and Hunter, like not embracing, like, and it leaves you off as a cliffhanger. Like, okay, what does that mean? Is Crosshair now going to just take off? He's got his ship. They're going to go their way. So,
yeah, it's like, no, please don't.
That's
like,
what it feels like.
I do feel that. Like, I'm like, that would be so annoying though. Imagine he does leave again though. Like, come on, you got to get like, come on.
I know. After all that, right?
Well, but what would their mission be? Together
Well,
or apart?
Like Omega said, we got to pick up one by one each of the clones that are being experimented on.
We're gonna need all the buses we can get. We got
to.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean the only other knowns are that they move things along with Hemlock saying, get everybody basically contact all of our assets, which I believe is going to be all of the bounty hunters.
Okay.
So we do know that at least we're going to be getting Cad Bane, we're going to be getting Fennec back probably.
Asajj.
Then we're going to see Asajj, which is another interesting plot, and that might lead us on a totally different rabbit hole, which could be very interesting. I had forgotten about that until now, but
also the little boys got dropped off,
right?
Or at least, or maybe they're in the ship and we're going to see them.
Yeah, I asked about it last week. I actually was kind of a little bit disappointed about that. I kind of wanted them to just kind of like start to fill in, I guess, for those that probably will die in the season, I guess, but like I don't know, learn along and become the Bad Batch or something. But I don't know. Yeah, I guess they're just regs in the end of it, but
Yeah, the more I'm thinking about it, I feel like the more that this, if they want to end this show off on like the best way and make it, I think, epic, I think the only option at this point is going to be a clone uprising of some kind, because they
Mhm.
have been teasing that in some way. Plus, you have the
Mhm.
Bad Batch. We're following
Yeah.
clones the entire time. We just got introduced
Yeah.
to some more. And I mean, what else would make this show the ending? I mean, this is their last season,
Yeah.
so they're going to have to go out in a
Yeah.
bang. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things in Star Wars that we don't really know too much about, as far as like canon wise, what they've talked about with the clones.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, you talked about it in your What If, but we haven't seen a lot of it.
A lot of
canon,
those Bad Batchers died in his What If, and I think that may be what happens.
possibly.
Yeah, potentially. Before this leaves me, I was going to say, with what you were saying, I do think they did tease this to some extent, but like ideally, and I think maybe the Bad Batch as a whole, like the whole arc of the Bad Batch is about the clone uprising. Like I'm kind of hoping, so like they've been subtly, poking at it here and there, but
Right.
maybe this season's like story is Mount Tantus, but the overarching and then the main finale in the second half of the season will be that clone uprising. That's kind of, I guess, ideal at this point.
Right,
in my
right.
mind.
Yeah, because I was just looking into like some of the.
I mean,
I'm
we
trying-
definitely like the clones are upset. I mean, why do we get Cody questioning his orders
what I was gonna
for like no reason, or we get some reg clones on Coruscant, like visibly like not doing the best or complaining in some episodes, right? And some of them getting like assassinated, I think at some point, right?
Right. Yeah, and we haven't seen that like that kind of mystery clone that's been in the background that they showed in the trailer as well.
Winter Soldier Tech.
Yeah, it could be
Yeah.
Winter Soldier Tech. What do you think about that? You
Yeah.
think Tech's coming back? You think he's alive, Biz?
He doesn't think he's alive.
You think he's donezo?
I think I am on record saying Tech is dead.
All right.
However, I do think that could be a very good chance that mystery clone is a version of Tech,
Okay. A clone.
previous like. Well, maybe just replace some parts.
Right. Yeah, cyborgy. Yeah, kind of
That
more.
Grievous.
He's more machine than man now.
Yeah.
That makes sense in a lot of ways. Although then he'd be a lot like Echo.
Yeah, but maybe. Yeah,
Echo's a lot
I
like
would
that.
prefer. I actually would prefer like an evil Tech compared to a completely new character. Since we haven't been introduced to him yet, and we've got 12 episodes left, I don't need a new character that they introduce and then kill off in like 2 episodes. So I actually would prefer that character to be Tech, but unless they do something crazy.
Right.
Do you think we're gonna get any moment of the five Bad Batchers, maybe with Omega, maybe not, like
Maybe
doing
that's the
another plan, like fighting together, like you know what I'm saying? Like Crosshairs on the snipe, Wreckers wrecking shop, just like we saw them
Getting
in
the gang
Clone
back
Wars,
together.
like for the finale, right? Where they're just doing their
Yeah.
thing. Like,
Mhm.
wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah.
Of course you
Yeah.
got Omega, so you can't forget her, but she could be off killing Palpatine while the rest of them are doing their
Yeah.
Well,
doing
or
their thing.
Hemlock, because he's the bad guy.
Yes, Hemlock has to go.
Mhm.
So
Him locking himself up.
him locking
Mhm.
himself up forever. I don't know.
Yeah,
Heck
there's
no.
there's a lot of questions there. There's a lot of what ifs, and I hope that this is culminating to something big, and they don't have something else
has to be.
planned for the future, because that's the only other thing that could happen potentially is they're like, oh, we're finishing this arc of the Bad Batch, but we're starting this, which would be fine if they do a great job
Mhm.
with it again, and I wouldn't be upset with them starting something, but I just feel like you need to have some weight to the end of this story. But it is the last season, and there's a lot to see. There's a lot more to come, and we can only speculate. But as far as this episode goes, there's a lot to digest. It's predictable. It's decent, but it's predictable, and I just feel like there could be some minor tweaks along the way that could make me really enjoy the show a lot more. But for me, I just get tired of not being able to empathize, I guess, in a lot of ways with Omega, which is the main character of the show.
I feel like it can still be done, Dustin.
it can still be done.
And
I'm not writing it off, man.
Yep.
It all depends on how you finish.
Even with all
Yeah.
I said, I still rate it overall 4 out of 5 right now. I do think this is actually a pretty strong start, all things considered. To some extent, I'm gonna be given like it's animated Star Wars, so I'm going to take some of the realism out. I'm still going to call it out.
Yeah.
For where it is when it's ridiculous, like Deaf Dr. Hemlock. Like that scene still gets me. Like I could not, especially with why do I always forget the Kaminoan
Nala
with her
Nose.
voice. He's like, you need to escape now. Hemlock is 10 feet away from us, but it doesn't matter because you're invincible. But no, that scene was super ridiculous to me. Like it's little things like that really do take it away. And then, like the convenience of them releasing all those I guess animals. I think having a couple realistic scenarios, like what if this episode was predictable anyway, but what if rather than it being kind of predictable and unrealistic, it was just predictable? What if she actually did just gamble and it was kind of cool and they just played out that scene a little bit longer and that's how they got off? Rather than like, all right, back to back, what's 1 in 100 odds? Let's this malnourished clone and this kid take over another whole base of operations.
And another ship, and she just flies another ship out of left field.
Right. A giant ship that probably might have had some people on board still.
Yeah, I was definitely like, there's no one on that at all.
Yeah.
Or creatures.
And I did want to say the absolute best part of this episode, which we did not get into yet, was when they were leaving the planet. Okay, they take a minute there to pan back to this one stormtrooper standing atop of like a lookout tower, and you just see the wind starting to go around him, and then she hits the booster, and he goes flying off. And screams. I was like, they just did that. We watched it twice because it was so funny.
That was so awesome. Out of left field.
It was like, what?
Like, who had that idea? Like, throw that in there. Like, we need to give everybody a laugh that hasn't had one.
See, that's Star Warsy to me though. Like, like some
levity,
just a little
man.
fun like that. Yeah.
It's so random. It's like the droid, like, well, was that Wings of the Kiridax? But that was the Clone Wars, technically.
Yeah.
When
right.
it goes falling off. No, it was like the B1 battle droid or whatever.
Yeah, it was like,
I think those Rebels. Or like when Chopper just knocks out the droid at the end, like, oh, he can work with us now. And then Chopper just sends him flying.
Shoots him.
It's very...
Chopper's kind of dark side in a lot of ways.
It's very Star Warsy. I did see a couple of comments here that I wanted to get you guys' answers on.
There's lots of good stuff.
Hit 'em
some
up,
really good ones here. Mrs. Manrique, go ahead. You read it.
Okay. What did you guys think of Nala Say's excuse that it was a false positive?
False positive.
I'll touch on this real fast. I think it would be absolutely hilarious and very very on point with this show is if all of this is done and then it was just a false positive. She's not even force sensitive at all. I would laugh so hard if they went that direction. Actually, smart of Nala Say to do that. That's not going to happen, but smart of Nala Say to really be playing. I mean, I thought it was pretty smart of her to do that and just trying to shy it away, even though she knew she was kind of trapped, but it was kind of a legal jargon in some ways. You can't prove it type situation.
Total lawyer move for sure.
It's still like, all right, 125 days, 125 negatives.
Yeah.
1 day that I'll say isn't doing it, and now a positive. It's like, if at face value, like it's a good it's probably the only excuse she really could have, but from a probability perspective, that's just not going to work for me being like, I don't know, doing math all day.
And then also Omega escaped that exact day. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
And it's like, why all of a sudden? Anyway, but, and then Mrs. Manrique also had said earlier,
she should have just said, Nala Say should have just said, Nala no Say.
I thought she was going to be like unalived there.
Yeah, I thought maybe they might have gone dark.
I think her days are numbered.
Yes.
But does Hemlock have motivations for himself besides just, I don't know, Palpatine's best bud?
Yeah.
For his hand?
There might be. That was one thing that I know that we noticed is he keeps wearing that glove on his left hand. I was like, does he have a mechanical hand?
Yeah.
Is he trying to regrow his hand or something like that?
Motivation.
Yeah.
Mrs. Manrique said, go ahead, Bismo.
No, read it off.
Whatever
the chat's been going off.
Yeah, whatever unaltered Bad Batch clone who resisted the chip possibly be force sensitive too, just not as strong as Omega.
Ooh, well they test. Oh, that's a good question because I mean they obviously tested Crosshair and he didn't have a high M count, right?
They said, yeah, not high enough to do
Is
whatever
it?
they need to do.
But he didn't resist it as well as the others.
But then they enhanced it, right? You're right. He was the one that was still
He
shooting
was the
it.
one that was still.
See, there's something that confuses me about this whole testing thing, though. Is it about the M count itself, or it being like a match that it's like able to be operated on, right? Because like, I mean, the Empire was easily able to get a hold of Jedi, with all the resources they have, with the Inquisitors and whatever else. Like, they definitely have Force sensitives. Is it something to do with more than just having? You got to have both an M count and then like compatible genes to be able to clone, or what's the deal there?
I think it's mostly just the Force. They're just looking to see if they can imbue somebody with the Force. Now, I guess to make it malleable in that regard, or accepting of it, and then to be able to live using the Force, because whenever did you ever play, oh shoot, Starkiller? What's the name of it? The Force Unleashed 2.
Force Unleashed.
Did you ever play?
I played the first one,
Okay.
but not the second one.
Okay, so the second one they dive a lot more deep into the clones and then Force cloning. It's a big part of the second game, and how a lot of them go crazy, like they just go insane, and they're like useless because like the Force does like some weird stuff. It's like super difficult to clone somebody that has the Force. So I think it's mostly the fact that they just want to be able to clone somebody with the Force, because I think they're looking. I get the impression that they're doing Project Necromancer, right, which is cloning the Emperor, right? I mean, that's what we're kind of getting at.
Yeah. I guess my question was though, like, so it's got to be like two things though, right? Like they got to have an M count, and then it's a match, as they say. I guess I don't know. Like how does the blood respond, or the sample?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it would have to in some way. Like you're talking like even like a donor, when like if somebody donates like an organ.
What I'm getting at is like, why is Omega so special when they've killed off all the Jedi, and they can easily have Inquisitors just go track down, like they have prisoner Jedi somewhere, like they have prisoners that are Jedi, so they have access to Force users to test on, right?
Right.
So like, what is it? So it's the fact that she is a clone and she's Force sensitive, so that gives her, special properties to be tested with, I guess, right?
Yeah, because I think at this point they've never done that. I think she's the first successful clone with the Force.
Yeah.
So
now it's how to replicate that, or I guess,
right.
Yeah.
And also she's a clone, an unaltered but altered clone of Jango Fett versus Palpatine, which I think maybe Palpatine's going to be in those pods that we saw that Palpatine was looking at, and that introduces a whole new idea, and it's also what they played into with Mando, because that was what he was going for. Moff Gideon was cloning himself, but imbuing himself with the Force. Now, I don't think they did a great job with it because they killed him off immediately, but that would have been. It's a very interesting thing, and it's been played in Star Wars for a long time. So
my clones,
yes, one Hondo. So great questions, Miss Manrique. I mean, were there any more questions?
Hannah said, I think it's how well it can be transferred, not necessarily the blood holding the midichlorians.
Okay.
But who knows?
Yeah. Well, because the crazy thing is midichlorians is what? It's just, those are just the receptors for the Force, basically. From what I understand of what midichlorians
Oh, this is getting sweaty. I like it.
I know. So
gotta get the glasses on.
Yes. Maybe you should educate us, Bismo,
Dr.
on this.
Bismo.
No. I'm listening in. Keep going.
Yeah. No. So from what I understand, midichlorians are really just more of receptors of the Force, and the more receptors you have of the Force, the more you can harness it and use it. Because technically, the Force flows with all living things. I mean, that's what they say.
Yeah.
It surrounds us. It binds us all together. But if you have more receptors, and that's what Anakin had, he had the most receptors in one living being in the entire galaxy. And that's why he was so powerful in the Force and why it flowed through him so much, because he could actually harness all of that. So I think that's why they're talking about the M count, which is the midichlorian count, which means that they have a high enough level of M counts for them to actually harness the Force and use it, because everything has a Force, but they can actually harness and use it. And that's what Papa Palps is looking for, because he wants to be able to transfer his essence so he never dies. He wants to continue on what his master Plagueis was trying to do, was to live on forever.
Okay.
So
Whoa.
we just got real sweaty here.
Yeah. I will say, I did hear this before. I got to say, to some extent, in essence, it's what Palpatine wanted to do what Plagueis did, like the idea of immortality and living forever. But the way he's going about it is actually the method that Plagueis despised, Force essence transferring your essence into a clone. He actually didn't like this. Whereas Plagueis's method was the actual manipulation of the midichlorians around to, like, let's say, let's say you took a huge wound or something like this to get to a level you get slashed by a lightsaber and there's just a huge gap. Get to the level where you can use the midichlorians to basically force heal you, right, to some extent. But then to just keep using the midichlorians to okay, now I can stay young forever,
right?
But Palpatine is not nearly as much of a genius, because he killed Plagueis too early without learning his biggest secrets, because Plagueis was on the verge of true greatness and true immortality. And that's why Palpatine now is stuck with this secondhand Force essence transfer
instead of the right way. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I'd forgotten a lot about that, about Plagueis. So great point. Great take there.
Had to get a little nerdy.
No, I like that. That was awesome. that was epic, dude. Yeah. So he is stuck doing this alternate method, which is not the best method, but
he's only himself to blame.
Yeah, exactly. What a dork. Just
could have shared his power for a couple more years to learn those secrets.
Yeah. I know I know there's a Plagueis book, and I forget now. Did you read that Plagueis book?
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorites. I mean, that's mostly what I'm referencing.
Yeah, and I forget sometimes why Palpatine took him out as early as he did.
I think it's really just the opportunity. The opportunity arose. It's kind of like the beginning of the book. The opportunity, the Sith evolved from pure strength to more deception, and that's why they were able to win. So in the beginning of the book, Plagueis and his master Darth Tenebrous find himself in a spot where there's a cave collapsing or something like that, and rather than helping, he takes that opportunity to finish off Tenebrous. Right, it's more about the deceiving, which to some extent could hurt the overall power, but also Plagueis kind of had a disagreement with Tenebrous, because Tenebrous wanted to do the Force essence transfer as well, but Plagueis was after a more powerful, more using the Force ability, because I think he kind of preemptively knew how difficult it would be to properly clone and then transfer fully, the full M count of a being into something like that. And similarly, so to answer your question, or to get back to what we were talking about, though, similarly, Plagueis was they were celebrating after Palpatine's victory, being elected the new Supreme Chancellor. They had a couple beverages that altered their moods, but Plagueis had a couple more, and Palpatine just used that opportunity to finish him off. So Plagueis was just not in his best state of mind and just wasn't fully prepared. He was using it to keep him alive longer, but ultimately he was just not at his strongest at the time.
Right, and that's the rule of two right there. One to crave the power, and one to embody it, and it's also encouraged to try and kill your master, because that because that is what keeps the rule of two strong, is that constant be on your guard, and the strongest shall rule. So if one is weaker than the other and is able to be killed, then that is looked upon as a good thing, because that means now the darkest entity, bad guy, now rules. And to your point, in some ways, you can't achieve your goals without fully embodying the dark side. So if your master is still in the way of your goals and your intentions for the rule of two, then you have to get him out of the way so you can move on. So But
Yeah, such an interesting idea, and just why I like Darth Bane so much, though, and especially that trilogy, just setting up one of the greatest pieces of lore I guess there are in the Star Wars universe.
they should have.
Um,
They really need to bring
Hun-
Plagueis back.
Hunter's asking, Viz, was Plagueis briefly shown in Phantom Menace? I do not believe so. But he in the book, it's referenced like in the background where we can't see him. We get a scene from the movie in the book where he's
Right.
looking at Anakin and gets a look at him.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it could be Jar Jar.
Well,
Now, technically,
don't
if
wanna-
you go off the book, it's immune, so it's not even the same species. So
Yeah.
as Jar Jar.
Well, yeah.
There is some interesting news to that, though. We're going to talk about in a little bit if we get time. But
Tease.
a little tease. But
Yeah.
But
We're a
if
bit
you,
off
do,
target.
if you want to
Right.
listen to some, apt music, there's a song we've
Yes.
released called "Rule of Two" with one Hunter Davis, and you might.
Pause for dramatic effect.
Yes, that's correct. He was here last week. You might enjoy that.
yes, and I think you're
and if-
doing a perfect segue here.
And if you enjoy music, if that's okay, I'm going to transition because it's almost 9:00 our time.
yeah,
Wherever you are, it might be a different time.
it probably is. You never know.
Regardless, we always like to listen to music here at
Yeah.
Stay on Target. And do you want to say something?
Let me
Dustin?
just we're just wrapping up the spoiler section of Bad Batch season 4. We've gone off on a lot of tangents.
Yeah,
A
it's
lot of
good
different things,
tangents,
but some
though.
great
Good
takes. I
tangents.
mean, we have a lot of thoughts, a lot of ideas. It's inspired a lot of great conversation here, and that's the fun thing of the show and talking with everybody in the chat, especially having Bismo on. I love your takes, man. And this is fun that we all come at it from different angles, still agree but disagree on other things, and have a fun time with it. But overall, this week's episode, a decent one. It wasn't terrible, it wasn't great. It was kind of just predictable. Is in the middle for me. At least we're moving forward. We're getting some good nuggets in there. Some little tweaks could be great and could help out. And now from here, we're kind of like, all right, let's just see what they're going to give us. Hopefully, we got some great stuff moving forward. You never know. So I think that caps off. If you let us know in the comments below, though, if you're watching this later, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you thought, spoilery thoughts as to what you thought of this show and this episode. We'd love to hear from you. But yeah, let's move on to. That was a great segue. I'm kind of derailing it a little bit. But
No,
yeah.
it's perfect. You got to wrap it up. I'm, always on to the next thing, but
Right.
I haven't finished the first thing, so that's my life. But I did want to say though, there was something I just picked up for the studio this week because they taste really good, and we saw them in the episode today.
Yes.
Did you guys recognize what's on the table back there? They're like a specific fruit in Star Wars.
Ooh.
And yeah, I picked some up, and like I just found them at my local grocery store. You can believe that if you want to. But yeah,
on Hoth. They were
on
selling them on
Hoth,
Hoth.
but they had them on whatever that planet city was.
How many credits?
Yeah, so probably a lot, It just
35.
at least
35,000.
35,000.
35,000. We had to bribe.
We had to bribe that little boy.
Gamble.
We had to bribe.
Yeah, a
and
little boy
gamble.
out here getting 5,000. Just
Yeah,
like
right.
that.
5,000 for just pieces of information. I mean, that kid needs to be.
Why
Yeah.
was he totally covered too? Was that like a tease to anything, or is that
No,
just
that
gonna
was
be
just
nothing?
a lot of the characters on that planet.
They kept
Okay,
showing
sorry.
them, but
I
yeah,
know, we're
it seems
divulging
like
again, but-
yeah, it's all good. But anyway, I'm excited because we've been working on something behind the scenes, and I'm
Yeah.
not gonna stall it anymore.
No,
but,
let's. I want to. Do it. Do it.
Do you want to say anything, Bismo? Do you want to say anything,
He's great at
Um,
teases.
or do you want me
I-
to just? Yeah.
I think you just hit it. Just hit it.
All right. I'm gonna hit it, and you're gonna enjoy this. All right, here we go.
Right side has the high ground.
Oh yeah, baby. So yeah, it's a little tease here. We've been working in the background, and you're just getting a little taste, just a tiny little sprinkling of things to come. So Yeah, we're really excited about it, but you're hearing it here first. We do have a music collab going on in the background. Some great stuff working out, and we're really enjoying where this is going and what we got cooked up already. So, you want to talk any more about it, Biz?
Well, I don't want to give away too much, obviously, but yeah, just so excited to, I guess, see this through and, show you what we've been working on, I guess, in the background, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's been fun, man. It's been such a fun creative process. When we started it, it was. I'm not to give too much away. We're not going to talk about it too long. When we started, it was just like, man, we were all just like popping off with ideas, and we were just working, and we were just having a blast. So we just can't wait. We're so excited. You still got a little bit more polishing to do, but it'll be out sometime soon. I don't want to give too much away.
Sometime soon.
But,
sometime soon.
Yeah, Dan,
Yes.
do you want to talk about it anymore?
No, just we're still in the process of putting the polish on it and making it as legit as we can. Of course, following up Rule of Two, as epic as that song is, it's hard to, you have a bar that we've set, and so regardless, as Hunter says, hashtag deadlines on target. If we gave you a date today, we would probably miss it by like 6 weeks.
Yeah,
so
probably.
we have a date in mind, but we're not going to say it. And
Just keep working.
we're just going to keep
stay on
working on it.
target.
And we hope you enjoy
Yeah.
that. And maybe we can put that video out on YouTube and then share it or something if you enjoy what you heard.
Just a little tease video.
Just a little
Just a little tease. That was an awesome
Yeah,
tease.
just a
too.
little
mission. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
Super excited, but move along. No.
Well, everyone in the chat already, they seem pretty excited about it too. So
yeah.
good stuff to come.
Oh.
And yeah, thanks everyone.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I just love music.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
do.
we all love music. And Star Wars is nothing if not music, and amazing music at that, with Johnny Williams and Kevin Kiner and all of the good people that have come before us.
Yeah, exactly. 101 Hondo, man. Hunter's always throwing
I
out
know.
the dates. Hunter, quality control
no.
is going to keep us on point, okay?
Happy birthday, though, Biz. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Oh, yeah, man. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Speaking of birthdays, though, it is your birthday, and we would like to celebrate your birthday with you on your birthday, homie. So, yeah, I think we sent you some items, and
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
not a ton, but it's fun little birthday items for you. And if we could sing a happy birthday, and a funny tradition that we've done in the past is we've chosen for us to sing it. If you want to hear that, if you don't want to hear it, we can skip this part altogether, which is totally
I
fine.
definitely want to hear it.
But funny tradition in the past we've done is you can pick either fast happy birthday and high pitched, fast and low pitched, or slow and high pitched and slow and low pitched. So which way would you prefer the happy birthday song to be sung?
Okay. Wow. A lot of options here.
I don't know.
I guess I kind of want to do a mix of, or no, not a mix. Sorry.
Change the strings.
Fast and the low,
I
or
definitely didn't.
fast and
Fast and lower?
yeah.
Oh man.
I
That's
played
me.
2 notes of Hunter's like, change those
I
strings.
Change those strings.
Listen to that deadness. Anyway,
Oh, gross.
what did he choose?
He chose low and fast.
Low and fast?
Man, it's hard to do
I
low.
mean, not too low, but like low-ish.
That's what makes it fun and funny, though. Usually we have more people here to help with this. What? Do it again? I need to hear it. Happy birthday. We gotta do it fast, though. Ready? All right.
Low and fast?
Low and fast.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bismo.
Bismo.
Happy birthday to you.
Dead
I'm
strings
happy
and
with
all.
my choice.
Yeah.
You're happy with your choice. I thought the right answer is never do that again.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to
guys
pick
produce
something
music?
challenging and would ideally sound funny.
I played the
man.
lowest note on my guitar, so that's
Yeah.
that's how we do it.
My voice hurts from that.
Do you
I'm
cough
sorry.
drop?
Nope.
But seriously, happy birthday though, Biz, man.
Yeah,
We're buffering right
we're
now.
hitting the
So I'm
buffer.
gonna- and we're there.
Buffer
Okay.
zone.
Okay.
Should be
Any
back.
particular order I should be opening, I guess?
I don't think it really matters.
Yeah.
You can just have fun with it, man. We just want this is a gift from us to you on your birthday, man.
Okay. I'm gonna go with this one. This one first.
All right.
Try not to dox anyone.
Right.
Yeah, right. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Knives are dangerous and should be used with caution. Viewer discretion is advised. Okay. Ooh. Yay! Oh, there's a note. Ooh. Happy birthday, Bismo. Stay on target with these Star Wars stickers. These attachments are not forbidden. Well, all from Dustin.
But from all of us, I just signed that one.
Yes.
But yeah, it was just some fun little. That was a fun
Ooh.
little one. I saw it. And I
Oh,
was
this is great. Actually, I need more stickers because
Dude.
like I need to put them like on my computer, on my laptop, like everything's barren, you know. So I appreciate that.
That's what
And I
I'm
have a lot
saying.
of
You
fun with
can
these.
you can never have enough of those. It's a small thing, but I really like them. They're a lot of fun to stick all over
Yeah.
everything. Like I stick them on.
Yeah,
Yes.
those will
Yeah.
utilize.
Just a small thing, but more fun stuff to come. Keep opening, homie. Keep opening.
Keep opening.
Okay. I'm gonna grab-
Open.
Open.
Don't make us sing again.
Don't make us.
Nah, I wouldn't do that. Okay.
Sound like
All right,
Batman
we got a
Spider-Man.
box
Yeah.
here. Box here, I guess. I don't know.
And
it's a good
doxed.
box.
No, I'm just joking.
With
We
his
got the knife flick. We get one of those for the camera.
Ooh, yes.
Oh,
What kind of knife is that? I'm just curious.
it's a vibro blade.
It's a Kershaw.
Kershaw. Oh, those are good. Those are good knives.
Yeah, got it. Okay. Using a little bit of the forearm strength here to
Yes.
Ah,
Use the
Yeah, I
dark
got-
side. Do it.
keep the thumbs intact.
Yeah.
Right.
What
Ooh. What is okay? Happy birthday, Bismo. Hello there. One can never be enough Obi-Wan. How uncivilized. From Dustin. Be more Obi-Wan. I think I'm gonna need this one. What is it like in here?
I saw
it's-
that and I thought of you, man. It was
Wow.
one of your favorite characters, right? Obi-Wan?
Oh, he is my favorite.
He is your
character.
favorite
Yeah,
character,
this is
yeah.
awesome. This is great. Like it
Look at
looks
that.
like
It's kind of like motivational.
wow. It really Just looking through this, this will be close by my bed. You know, if I'm ever feeling down or just need some motivation, like I can already tell. This is like I don't even know if something like this existed.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at it. I saw it a while ago, and I was like, "Oh heck yeah, man! This is perfect for Bismo."
Yeah.
And
yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
dude, and it even correlates with things coming up in the future. You know, in some ways.
Yeah, potentially.
Potentially,
Yeah.
you know?
Tease.
You're referring to him being more?
Being
Yes.
more Obi-Wan.
Now that he
yes.
is 1 year older, he is more.
He is more. He
He's
is
more aged.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'm
One hundo.
as old as Obi-Wan was in Phantom Menace. He was a pretty old Jedi Padawan, but
Yeah.
he just kept at it, and things kind of came
Yeah.
his way. Well, things really did come his way, but they all worked out in the end, right?
Right. right.
Yeah.
He did the best with what he was given. Let's just say that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, and it's definitely a story. Definitely a story worth retelling. Would love to see more, content or media with, relating to Obi-Wan, though.
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
the man. He is the man.
He is. Yeah, that
All right.
is just fun.
Maybe I should stand up. Get a little exercise.
Do
here.
it.
I've been just kind of going
Do
back and forth. I maybe show off the Star Wars PJs for a second. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa! What a tease!
You're wearing more clothes
I
than
know
Nick.
this. I know this is.
He said that on the stream. Remember that? You guys don't remember?
Nobody remembers this, Dan. You're on your
He
own.
said that he didn't wear any pants. Anyway,
I know.
it was a joke.
You're totally right. Yeah, I said that in the back. Okay.
Sorry.
Nice pants, man.
Oh,
I love
man.
it.
Thanks.
it
Thanks.
spicy.
I'm going on in. And the next one.
Thumbs.
Just explodes.
At the camera.
Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
A mall in the
You never
box.
know.
You got me thermal detonators.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Whoa.
Wow.
That would have been great.
That would've
I
been-
would
that would've-
appreciate a gift like that.
3D printed.
While he's opening
Hunter,
that.
All right,
let
I'm
Dan
working
challenge.
it.
Yeah.
Hunter,
Working it.
throw me under the bus.
And he has the book too. So he recommended the book.
All
It's a great
right.
book. It's a great book.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Wouldn't be complete.
Uh-oh.
It wouldn't be complete, right? I mean, I knew
Oh,
how
that's
much.
a good
I
one.
knew how much you'd like this one.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Bizzle, from the Stay on Target crew. We thought you would love this Cassian Andor action figure to just remind you of how great the show is, from Dustin. Yeah, no, this is great. I appreciate it. This is awesome.
You don't know how many Andor things I looked at to give
Yeah.
you, my friend. I went with that
Wow,
one 'cause
it's not even Rogue One. It actually says Star Wars Andor.
it does. I made sure of it because there were multiples that was Rogue One. I was like, nope, he's
Were
got to
there?
have Andor. I know
the
how
gift
much it
that
means.
keeps on giving.
It does. You just you love it so
Oh,
much. I had
man.
to give it to you to remind you of how much you love it.
Oh.
No, I'll think of you guys when I see this. No, definitely not.
And
No,
only throw
no,
up a little bit.
Andor as a character is great, but the title of the show could use some rework though. But
It's a joke,
it's
gift,
great.
man.
You
I-
like Andor, the character
Yeah.
from Rogue One?
From Rogue One, right?
Yeah. It's just he ends up dying, so I don't really. No.
You don't invest in him too much because
I'm not that invested, You can't really swing a lightsaber, and he kind of dies before like the main part of the Star Wars happens. But other than that,
Wow.
I love it. Oh man, that was
Oh.
perfect.
no, it's great though. No,
Oh,
I'll
well-
definitely find a place of honor for this one. Right over
In the trash.
Is there a bin?
He just throws it in the background and falls in the trash.
Oh no, that's
Oh,
classic.
man.
All right,
I had to. I couldn't not.
got this larger one. I don't know what should be the best way to go about opening this. It's got some heft to it.
Dude, yeah.
I don't know.
This is a great one.
I guess fact checker. I think this is from you.
No, this is a total.
This is a total team effort.
Total team. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
They were all a team effort. I
They're
just
all a
for
team.
some reason it put my name on those. So
You took the
Okay,
reins on
okay.
those.
He
I
took the reins
on
on
those
those, yes.
specifically, but
Which-
it's from
Okay.
all of us. All of this is from all of us.
It's all from
All
all
right.
of us, but yes.
But I guess I don't know. Best way to go about opening this without I don't know.
With
I
your
don't know what's
teeth.
in here.
Just
Okay.
carefully slice it. Carefully cut
Yeah,
it.
Carefully slice
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carefully
Just down one of the edges.
down one of the edges. Yeah, it's taped pretty good, probably.
Probably.
Okay.
Don't use a lightsaber. Cut through it.
That's true. Don't use
Don't
the
use a
lightsaber.
lightsaber.
No,
Okay.
And watch out, it
Okay.
does bite.
it does.
No,
not.
just
Like this top edge or
yeah, that's good.
Yeah. That should.
Just
be
don't go
fine.
too far down.
Okay.
It should be fine either
Try to
way.
just
Yeah.
just
Oh,
Oh,
barely.
no, I'm just joking.
No, he's good.
It's good. Yeah, you're professional.
perfect.
Very professional.
Look
here.
at that, the cutting
Okay.
skills.
Cutting
like-
on
Yeah,
target.
it's all the flaying of the fish.
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say,
He
man.
is. He knows how to
Like cooking with Biz, right?
cooking.
Yeah.
When are we getting
Still
that?
coming soon. Still coming
wanna
soon.
see
Work.
that.
I've been busy.
Yes,
Oh,
he has.
yeah.
Is this?
But no, it's still a work in progress.
What KG said. I love the casual dark side saber on the bed.
Yeah.
it's just how he lives.
Sometimes it just
I think
be
I
like
might-
that.
Did I
Okay,
just blow out
okay.
KG's eardrums. Sorry about that if I did.
I don't know.
Maybe. Oh yeah, you did.
Sorry. My bad.
Okay. Okay.
I don't
Bear
know
with
if-
me. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
yeah, we're enjoying it. I
It's
should
a
have been.
tight squeeze, so yeah, you
It's
kind
a
of have
tight
to
squeeze. Yeah.
pull it out.
Okay.
Yeah. Just kind of
Just
slide it
kinda-
out. Yep.
Yeah.
Watch your
Just
fingers.
making sure. Yep.
Yep.
I become Luke Skywalker. Oh
No! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday from Stay on Target. We're gonna have to cut the stream.
No injuries allowed. That's what I say to everybody.
But okay. Yeah.
Oh
working
wow,
it.
it's
We really made sure it was gonna be safe.
I think
in
I'm
case-
just. I don't know. I've almost got it.
yeah.
You got it.
It's
You
snug.
got
It's
it.
very snug.
Won't have to go to the gym today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Indeed.
Okay.
You don't like this
Do
one,
I
man.
just rip in?
Yeah,
Do it.
go for
Do
it.
it.
There's-
Use the
There's
dark
There's
side.
something else in the
There's
box,
something
too.
else in the box or packaging that you can get
As
at
well,
some point.
but
Just a
go-
card.
go with
Okay.
this
a
one.
card, yes.
Don't distract him, fact checker.
Sorry. Well, I just
I'm in intense thought right here.
He's thought about the
I'm
galaxy
like,
twice.
what is it?
You probably wouldn't guess. Do it, says Mrs.
Do it.
Manrique. Hunter, I hope it's an Andor
I'm doing
poster.
Yeah. That
Oh
would've been
my, that would
epic.
be. Oh, wow. that is awesome. Oh my gosh. Wow.
You like that?
Yeah, it's even if oh my, there's even some Japanese characters on there
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
Wow. This is actually exactly what I need because I need more art in my I need more art in here. It's barren in here. This wow.
Yeah,
This
it's kind of a
this is-
perfect melding, in our opinion, of Star Wars, but then also a lot of like Japanese anime.
We know you like anime
Wow,
too.
we know
yeah.
you love anime.
No, this is-
so
You have the
I don't
Vader
know.
saber on the bed there, and I mean, it's just
Wow.
we know
That's
how much you like
such a
that.
unique piece too. Yeah. For what? How many shows we've done together? I haven't even met you guys in person. It's like you know me better than just about anybody.
Star Wars fans, we
we get each other.
We
We
get
get
each
each other.
Yeah.
That looks
Wow.
nice. Yeah.
That's so terrific. Wow. Yeah, that's I'll have to figure out where it's going, but I don't. It's probably going to go over there so people can see it. Hop on the show and when I'm streaming. Wow, that's so
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, we thought you'd like that one. Dan found that one really, and to take credit for that, he found it, and we were all just like, he showed it to us. We're like, heck yeah, 100%.
I had to get confirmation that everybody agreed with me that he would probably enjoy that, but that you would
Yeah,
enjoy that.
That is perfect. That will be with me like forever. Like,
If you
that is-
can
that is
haul it with you, it's like kind of heavy-ish, but It will last a long time.
But yeah, that means it'll last a while.
Now you have some.
Um,
Now you have some of your favorite characters. I mean, you have
Oh, dear.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, who's awesome, and
Yep.
you got Darth Vader, samurai. Anime, and then to top it off, Andor. I mean, it really
Yep.
it created the trifecta is there.
Oh yeah,
oh
you guys went above and beyond. Really
well.
really appreciate it.
we
Do,
said it.
do you guys want me to open this card or
Oh, it's up to
Yeah,
you,
do it.
man. Yeah, we're
Okay.
we're here celebrating.
sweet? It says
Hunter.
happy birthday Bismo on it. All right.
Angelina Serini jumped in. Hello, everyone.
What's
Happy
up?
birthday, Bismo.
Mhm.
Thanks for joining in,
Yeah.
Thank you.
doing some celebrating here with our friend.
Older. You
You
have to come.
You have to come.
Oh, your voice is so great. Ooh, ooh. Well, this is a very fun card. Does it like fully extend out or like? Oh my gosh, look at that! It's like 3D. It's got all our favorite characters in here.
Shit.
That's awesome. Yes.
It's fun.
May
We
your
like to keep
birthday
it fun.
Be a blast, just like a Death Star explosion. Happy birthday from the Stay on Target crew. Wow. Really appreciate it. You guys are making me feel kind of at home in a way. And I don't know if you guys are okay with it, but to some extent, especially YouTube these days, I really do feel at home when I get a chance to hop on your guys' show.
Great.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. And that's how we want anybody who comes on our show, but especially it's you got a special place for us, man, especially being the very first stream collab that we've ever done, and just the way we've hit it off and been able to grow together and have fun together over almost an entire year. It's just we love celebrating you, man. So happy birthday, One Hondo.
Yeah. Thank you guys very, very much for the presents. You didn't have to do anything at all, but you guys really went above and beyond, and you did a great job. It's a lot of useful things, some great art.
Something
some
to
jokes
remind us
in there
how
too.
annoying we are.
And we just, I don't know how you planned it, but if you want to celebrate your birthday, like on a Wednesday is the best way to do it.
It's the best way to do it.
You just planned this so many years ago.
Honestly, as soon as honestly in a month or even further in advance, and I saw it was on a Wednesday, I'm like, this has potential.
The stars have to align, though. I mean, you've had quite a busy day, and I'm glad that this is a way to unwind after sounds like more than just a busy day. And you've been battling, the elements and the sicknesses and etc.
Yeah.
Just a lot going on.
Yeah, it's been great. Yeah, I mean, 2 days ago I was playing frisbee.
Yeah.
And now I was like layered up like Han Solo I've got this neck thing on up to here. I got sunglasses on, hat down. I got like long johns on under my pants as I'm going out. But yeah,
that's crazy, man. This winter has been something for the ages, but Hoff takes no prisoners or whatever.
yeah, it does not. Yeah, it's been crazy. But happy birthday, man. Again, we just appreciate you, and we just want to wish you all the best, and for many awesome Star Wars-y years together, and many collabs in the future together, man. So this is just the beginning again still, but yeah, happy birthday. Glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, this is just the beginning. Heck yeah.
And we'll have you back soon enough when we talk about this special tease after tonight. So
yeah.
I think we're going to have a conversation.
Oh yeah. But
yes, we shall.
So speaking of birthdays, though, we do have a game that we want to get to specifically with Bismo. So hit the stinger, Dan. We got game time.
I suggest a new strategy, R2. Let the Wookiee win.
Yeah, so this is a fun game. We like to pull this one out for birthdays especially, but the name of this game is Would Bismo Wow, I just totally stalled out my brain. Sorry. Would Bismo rather? Okay, there's going to be questions. We're going to be asking some questions here, and Bismo gets to answer all these questions, and our job, everybody's job here and in the chat, is to guess what we think Bismo will answer. So whoever gets as many right is Bismo's favorite human being on the planet. So, or in the galaxy, I should say. But yeah, so it's just a fun game, man. Bismo, you ready?
Oh, this is where the fun begins.
This is where the fun begins, my friend. All right, so first question is, would Bismo rather fly an X-Wing or TIE fighter?
X-Wing or TIE fighter? Okay.
Let me circle my answer so we can prove.
Yeah, no cheating. No one here has the answer key.
No, there is no answer key. Bismo's just seeing these.
Bismo is the answer.
Well, he is the answer key, but I mean, yeah, I have no idea. So,
all right. And we're just going to go through all of them. We're going to answer them at the end, or we're going to answer them now?
We'll answer them as we go.
Yeah,
as we go. Okay,
as we go.
Good deal.
All right, everybody got their answer in?
I locked it in.
I'm locked in here. Lock S foils into position.
Oh, is that your answer?
That is my answer.
Oh.
My answer is X-Wing. What are you saying, Dan?
I'm saying X-Wing as well.
Fact checker?
X-Wing.
All right, what's the chat saying?
X-Wing.
Ooh.
Oh,
X-Wing
but KG said tie.
Oh, KG's being different. That might bring out the win. We're not sure. All right, Bismo, hit us up.
Ooh. I'm gonna be honest. It's a TIE fighter.
Whoa!
I love the sound of TIE
Wow,
fighters
KG got it.
flying by. And just okay,
That
the first time
sound.
seeing
Dark
like the
Side
Imperials
Bismo.
with like the mass sound, just sure. I mean, they just zoom by really quick.
Yeah.
I've always loved the TIE fighters. X-wings are cool. Don't get me wrong. Don't
Dang.
get me wrong. But I gotta go with the TIE fighter. I would like to think I'd be a better pilot though, and I wouldn't get blown up right away.
You put
Yeah.
some shields on your TIE fighter, right?
Yeah,
Put some shields
Ideally,
on
put me
them.
in a TIE defender. But
Yes. That
There
would be
you
the
go.
best
Yeah,
way,
there you go.
really.
probably. I mean, a TIE fighter. It's what came to mind, and it's
That-
what.
That makes sense. No, that makes sense. Actually, I was on the edge, but I was like, man, I feel like. But anyway,
So was I. I was torn. I was torn.
he went dark side on me.
He went dark side.
No,
All right.
just-
Well, we've messed up already. So
no, that's a great answer.
Great
That's
job.
awesome.
The sound of the TIE
Yeah,
fighter
yeah.
though, for sure.
You can't
Wow.
beat that. I mean, that's one of the most iconic sounds in all of cinema.
It shows up
really.
very well actually in Andor, but sorry. Anyway,
Wow, we're just throwing.
I
more.
felt like it was one of the greatest representations of that sound flying by in a scary moment.
for Andor. Yeah,
it just
had
felt
some
like
weight.
I felt like whoa. I was very nervous hearing that. Personally, on to the
Happy
next
birthday.
one.
Mhm.
Andor doesn't, or Bismo doesn't remember.
Yeah.
I remember the moment.
Oh,
He just
boy.
blocked that from his memory. All right, number 2.
Hunter, yes, that's what you do. Take Dan's answer and do the opposite. Oh, brother.
Yes. All right. So number 2 is: would Bismo rather hunt a Rancor or a Wampa? Different elements here. There's a lot of different things at play.
Hunt is the key word.
Are you asking Hunter?
No, I'm just Hunter. Hunter, what would you say? And then I'll copy you.
Ooh.
I'm probably gonna get it wrong. I'm probably gonna be
Uh,
What
Bismo.
Bismo say?
I'm gonna be Bismo's a little.
After 10 minutes ago saying we know each
we
other.
know each other so well, and we get all of them wrong. That's probably what's gonna happen. At least we know how to get some decent gifts.
Yeah.
That's why we did
Hunter,
that
what would
first.
I say? I'm going to say one of the two. Okay. I can't tell you yet.
Might
All right,
as well.
Everybody lock in your answers. Lock them into
Mhm.
position.
Does Bismo know?
Lock in your target.
I know. This one is very tough, I will say. So apologies
Right.
to those that get it wrong.
Because there's a lot to think about. There's even more about like which would you rather have almost as like a trophy too. You got to think about that regard. I don't want to sway you. I'm sorry, but
Now
just-
He's
I
trying
might-
to turn
got
him
me
in a different
thinking.
direction. He's cheating.
Listen,
I'm
Now
sorry.
my answer's
don't
wrong.
influence the panel.
I should have done that.
All right.
Hunter says,
All right. No, I'm going with what I originally thought.
Okay.
Hunter says Wampa. KG says
Okay.
Wampa.
All right.
Hannah says Rancor. Skylark says Rancor.
There's
I
more split.
said Wampa, Hunter. I said Wampa.
Oh,
You're
no, I
wrong.
need to switch, but I already locked in Wampa too.
Oh, I said Rancor.
You said
so-
Rancor?
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh.
All right. For me, I was thinking in some ways, I was like, which one would you rather hunt in?
I
That's
haven't even
it.
given my answer yet.
Yeah, sorry.
Everyone's
No,
like, swaying like.
Hunter's changing.
Oh yeah, he can still switch.
can't
Now-
switch.
Wait, no,
Yeah, you can
hey,
you
we
can still
locked
change if
in.
you want.
We
I
should
don't
make
know.
Bismo lock in his answers. He's got to circle it.
Ooh.
Yeah, post him in the
I'm
Discord.
locked in. I'm locked in.
Oh, he's
This is
locked.
the
No,
first
he's
one I
locked
thought. Yeah, I'm locked in.
No, it's okay. It's his birthday. He gets to do what he wants. Fact checker.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
or
I
I
don't
could
like
just be
to
saying
lose.
I'm locked in.
Or he
Or
could.
he could just be
He's
saying,
just going full dark side tonight. We are on the edge of our seats. All right, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Which one you going with?
Yeah, I'm going with Wampa, and really, it stems from like I feel like I'd have a better chance of actually
catching it.
completing a hunt.
Right.
Like, I feel like either way, am I hunting or am I getting hunted? Because I feel like in both cases, it's kind of like I'm getting hunted.
Yeah,
It's like
right.
survival. But at the very least, I think the Rancor would just be too tough to take down with I think it would just be too dangerous. I just wouldn't want to get eaten in just one chomp. either.
Yeah.
That would be. Ugh.
Yeah. No, yeah,
All right,
100%.
tricky.
Yeah, that's why that was an interesting question. It made me think about it
Yeah,
a
that
lot.
was
And I was
tough.
like, which one is he going to go with?
There's some tough ones on here, I'll say.
But you
And
get a
then there's
lot more
some
meat from the
no-brainers.
Rancor. So
You get a lot more meat from the Rancor.
That's
so-
true.
That's
It-
true.
and then the head mount would be impressive
It
with
would
the
be
Rancor
very
as
impressive,
well. But
yeah.
also where you
Yeah,
gonna
but the
put it?
Wampa's got You know, it's got the horns.
The
too.
tusks, yeah, the horns, yeah.
Think of that blanket on the floor, you know?
Yeah,
Or like
for
the rug, I
Yeah, the
mean,
rug
you know.
from the
Like
Wampa.
that.
That would be pretty sweet.
Blanket
Yeah.
rug floor
Yep.
thing.
Oh man. All right, sorry. We've been on that
Yeah,
for a
good
while. But
answer.
Great answer. That
Number
makes sense.
3 is...
Number 3. You want to read it? You read it.
Oh, I
Dan?
don't know. I just
Hit
started
us up.
to. Would you rather have R2-D2 or Chopper as your co-pilot? R2-D2
Would
or
Bismo
Chopper
rather? Yeah.
as your co-pilot?
Which one would he rather have as his co-pilot?
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, sorry.
I think I know the answer to this one.
Don't influence the panel.
All right.
influencing
Don't
I'm-
make any sounds. That sounds like a droid.
Dan, which one are you going with? So I can go with, no, I'm just joking. We actually both got it right last time. So
I know. We both got lucky because I think he was going to switch it once he started talking about mounting on the wall and whatever. But no, I'm
yeah,
kidding.
I was throwing things for a loop there.
I'll be honest, this is a tough one, so I actually am still thinking though. So take that as you will.
He's
Oh,
still thinking, yeah, R2 or Chopper. So I've locked it in because I know what he's going to say in the future,
oh, hell.
Wow.
or I know what Hunter's going to say.
All right.
You were
I
just
thought
waiting.
about it, and then
I locked in as well. I locked
locked
in as
in.
well.
Okay, I'm locked in. Are you locked in, fact
Oh
checker?
yeah, I did it before the.
We're all
Oh,
him locked
oh,
in.
shoot, well then.
All right. What's the chat? The chat's already got theirs locked
yeah,
in too.
yeah,
all right,
locked.
cool. So
Chat.
what is it? Oh wait, we gotta say ours.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh wait, maybe no.
No, I think he should say
He should
his.
say it, and then we'll see. if
You
we got
say
it.
it.
I'm not. I promise I won't change mine. And whatever is more
Oh,
fun.
you want us to know? You want us to say it first, and then
That's what we've been doing. So
Yeah.
let's just stay on the
Keep-
path.
Yeah, stay on target.
All right, so I'm saying
Yeah.
R2D2. What are you saying, Dan?
Chopper.
You're going chop. Oh,
Chops.
you going chops?
Chops.
Yep.
All right, what's the chat saying?
Hunter says chop. Sorry, Hunter.
And then R2 for
Skylar,
Skylar, KG, Hannah,
R2, KG. These are
Miss
tough.
Manrique. Yeah.
Looks like most is
Mostly
R2.
R2.
Oh,
yeah.
man, Reek said R2. Just imagine Obi-Wan with either, and that's the answer.
Oh, nice. She's trying to get into your head a
She
little bit.
is.
She's
there.
like on
It's tricky.
3-dimensional planes,
Oh,
and we're
yeah,
just on
she's
like
so
one
good.
dimension.
Wow.
She's like playing
Wow.
4D chess, and I can't even play
Yeah.
checkers.
Oh no.
Can't even spell
All right.
checkers.
I can't even spell checkers.
Well, this one was tough. I definitely had to consider it. See, with R2, you get a little bit more reliability, but you get a little bit more versatility with Chopper. So I went with Chopper.
You went chop.
Brutality
Yeah.
for the win.
Brutality.
It's not because of that.
Dark
dark
side.
side.
You just gotta go dark.
Whoa.
Slow down.
It's tough. I'm breaking hearts here.
No,
They're
no,
toss-ups.
no. You're doing you, man.
These are
and-
good questions. The past two have been pretty close toss-ups.
Yeah.
I just feel like I could deal with Chopper kind of going AWOL a couple times. If it means he can do all the basically just do everything for certain missions, I guess. I don't know. He's kind of OP.
He does kill. He does have the highest kill count of everybody in the Rebels, technically. But
Hunter says the curse of Dan is broken. Mrs. Manrique, that would be a funny combo. Obi-Wan shouting, "No, Chopper, no!"
that would be great.
Trying to control.
That would be absolute. The only problem for me with Chopper is that he is too unpredictable, and that I feel like he might get you into more trouble than he would. That's why I would go with R2 just for the fact that I know he's gonna have my back every time, like in the sequels.
Yeah.
Well, you're not
Yeah.
Bismo.
I'm not Bismo. I'm not
so-
Bismo. No, I'm sorry. I don't know why I even went. I shouldn't even said it. I'm sorry.
Just
No,
teasing.
great point. But great answer, Biz. Hunt, that's awesome. We got to go dark side. All right, here's the next one. Fact check. You want to read off the next one?
Okay, sure.
This one might be a little spicy. I like this one.
Yeah, it's a good one. All right. Would Bismo rather see Bowden Dinbo or Ezra Bean Sabezra?
Which one would Bismo rather see? Bowden Timbo or Ezra Bean Sabezra?
Yeah, it's really putting me on the spot.
I
here.
really did.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry about. We really did. I'm
throwing him
sorry.
under the bus.
We're sorry, but
No,
just to keep
yeah.
it a little. I mean, it doesn't mean
I'm locked in.
Okay. Well, okay. Doesn't mean it can't change in the future. I just mean at this moment in time.
I'm locked in.
Oh,
Hemlocked him in.
he's hemlocked in, baby. Hemlocked in.
I might be wrong on this one, but I'm gonna do it.
Mhm.
We got some Dinbos flying in the chat. We got Sabezra flying in the chat.
I feel like I'm gonna be wrong.
Oh, no, his
Dang it. All right. All right. So I went with
Rancor. Says Sonia.
I went with Rancor. No, I went with Ezra Bean, Sebezra.
Whoa, wow.
I know it's a little out of left field, but
not really.
But not really. But I don't know.
I mean, there's two options.
There's only
right?
two
You've
options,
got
yeah.
recency bias, Dustin.
There's a 50% chance, and I've been losing.
I said
All right.
I said Bowden Dinbo
All right.
Bowden Dinbo.
Dang it. You guys-
because he's okay with Ezra Bean being like.
brother and sister. Yeah, that arc. That's a good point. Dang it all.
I'm just guessing.
Okay, whoa. Don't speak for me right now.
We already. I'm just leading him into the correct answer.
Yeah, you guys are so tricky.
Sorry. We're
I'm
just trying to
kidding.
figure out-
He can make
What's
up his own mind.
What's the chat saying though? What's the chat answering?
Oh, I said we had a lot of Dinbos. I would say majority Dinbo.
No majority Dinbo.
Bowden.
yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
gotcha.
Hunter says Sebezra and Dinbo.
Wait, what?
Wait a second.
Cheetah. All right.
I mean, ideally, probably would be both. But sorry, Dustin. Bowden for the win. Come on,
Yes.
give me the Bowden. Come on.
Dang it.
All right.
For sure.
That's right.
That doesn't mean I wouldn't want to see Ezra Bean. I just think with the blatant friend zoning in the show,
It hurts.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Both of them are a toss up of like, oh, if there was an odds tracker, they'd both probably be pretty close though. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't actually know what's going on, but I want to see on the big screen, on the movie now. I want to see on the big screen some romance.
No, that makes perfect sense. You are correct. No matter what you say, you're correct. It's your game. All right, but great answer. I like that. I like it. I am doing awful tonight.
There's
But
a tease. There's a.
two out of four. 50%.
It's like 50%
Should
Should we
done.
get a
wrong,
score
yeah.
check? I guess
Yeah.
1/3 or at the half mark.
We're up at the third. Yeah.
we're third. Yep, just like season 3. We're
I got three out. I got
Bad
3 out of
batch.
4 right now. Skylark says 0 out of 5. Oh no, now she's got 1 out of. Wait, there's no. We didn't do 5.
We've
yet.
only done 4.
It was 4. So you're 1 out of 4. What are you at, Dustin?
I'm 1 out of 4. I'm doing
Oh.
terrible,
Where are
man.
you, Dan?
3 out of 4.
Oh, wow. Dan's ahead.
Dan is
Where are you
killing
at?
it.
50%.
Well, there you go. I mean, so that was-
All right.
There's still a lot of
Okay,
time.
Wow.
to fail.
Well, there's still a
Come
lot
on,
of room
Bismo.
left in
There's
this
a lot.
Pick my
Bismo
answers.
show.
Maybe I'm.
Um,
Yeah.
Maybe I'm similar. Is this Hondo? Is Hondo Onaka hosting this show?
I don't know the way you guys are spinning things.
That's
Yeah.
true.
what are the scores in the chat though? Right
Yeah.
now?
What's the score in the
Yeah.
chat?
Oh, good question.
Well, Skylark said I was just joking.
So fill in your
Oh,
score in
about
the chat.
0 out of 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a
Fill in your score in the
Yeah.
chat. Number 5 is: would you rather eat a Nerf steak or a Meluron fruit?
Can I get the
Excited.
fact checkers help here? Define Nerf steak.
I feel like I've seen one, maybe in a talent on Target.
It's basically just Star Wars version of a steak.
Okay.
But what's the meat, Dustin?
I think the meat is actually
What's a Nerf herder?
scruffy looking Nerf herder.
Okay,
Shoot.
Nerf steaks were the meat of a Nerf.
Yeah.
Each steak usually weighed half a kilo. They were served in different types of meals at breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So it's a
And-
meat from Star Wars though?
Yeah.
A
from
Nerf?
A Nerf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she
And-
says a scruffy looking Nerf herder, which
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, what do you herd? Okay, it looks like a buffalo kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah. Let me look up what this creature looks
They're
like.
A
antlered.
furry, non-sentient animal raised for their milk, meat, and hide. They can be found on a
What do I
variety
look
of
up?
planets.
look up
Yep.
Nerf
But such
Star
as
Wars.
Alderaan and Kashyyyk.
No, say Nerf
Oh.
herder, Nerf Star Wars animal or something.
But yeah, if you
Okay.
if you go to Wikipedia Nerf, there's
Okay.
canon
Oh
and
yeah.
legends.
Okay.
They're from
Yeah.
Alderaan and to Lothal. Okay.
Okay.
Uh
Sounds
oh.
good.
Don't.
uh.
Yeah. Don't read the rest of it. But interesting. Okay.
I just looked at images, but
I like it.
hmm.
Did you lock in your answer, Dan?
All right. Yep.
Good to go. Good to great.
KG said it's a space cow.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's a space cow. it's a Star Wars' cow, I guess you could say.
Star Wars' cow.
It's Star Wars' cow.
Cow.
Who you
Kestis.
calling scruffy looking?
Cow Kestis.
Cow Kestis. It's the next one. It's a cow running around. It's Cow Kestis with a lightsaber. All right. So Everybody's locked in. We're all locked in. All right. So my answer, I'm going with Nerf steak. I know how much Bismo likes steak, so that's my opinion. What are you going with, Dan?
I said
right.
Meluron fruit just because I'm in the mood.
I'm in the mood for some Meluron.
That's right.
What about you, fact checker?
The steak,
Steak.
definitely.
Can't go wrong with steak, man.
Nope.
All right. What's the chat saying?
Hannah said fruit. Hunter KG said steak. Skylark said fruit. So we're 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah, I think he's a steak guy, but he doesn't trust those Nerf herder
Mr. Nerf
things.
said
So
Nerf.
I think he's going with something he's tried and true. I'm steering him again.
Yeah. Just a side note, a friend messaged us in the stream for a bit, like saying how jealous they are of the gifts that you got me.
Oh,
the Samurai Vader.
dude, it's epic. It's absolutely epic.
It instantly reminded me of. I'm like, that's Bismo.
Yeah.
Just
That's
like,
awesome.
Yeah.
instantly.
Yeah. Well, all right. Am I good to give my answer?
Yeah.
Do it.
Yep.
All right. Well, as much as I would love to try a Meluron, meat's back on the menu. Me and a friend of mine, we're always talking about like, oh, what would the crate dragon taste like?
Yes.
Oh, that porg looks so tasty.
Yes.
Oh,
You
Like,
meatheads.
Yes.
Love
Hondo,
it.
some
baby.
butter, garlic, and let's baste up that Nerf steak.
Oh.
And
You're getting me hungry.
Something you
dude.
guys have in common. I get you. I
completely agree.
He's a meat eater. Yes,
He's
I
a
was
meat-
foolish to take the fruity path.
What a great line too that you let off. Meat's back on the menu.
That was perfect.
That was so
I love
good.
that.
Oh man.
Oh
Good
man.
job.
All right, cool. So let's hit the wait. What the chat? The chat. Well, we got.
Pork
yeah,
on
I
a
guess we
stick,
already-
Yeah,
says
we already
Hunter.
said it, yeah.
Space
All right, so-
moo.
Let's jump into number 6. Number 6 is would Bismo rather be a stormtrooper or a clone trooper? I think I know.
Yeah, I totally need the countdown music.
Well, I gotta do it since it's the
Yeah, that makes
the
sense.
Bismo game is no.
Freestyle.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right, my answer's locked in. How
All
about
right,
you guys?
locked in.
Yep.
Locked in. All right, so I'm going with clone trooper. What are you going with, Dan?
I'm going clone trooper.
What are you going?
Clone.
Clone's on the
Uh-oh.
line, baby.
We're either all right or we're all wrong.
Losers.
Just like last week, meat's back on the menu. We did that. Okay, we don't need to go that route. What's everybody in the chat saying?
Clone.
Space moo.
Storm. Oh, okay.
Stormtrooper.
Yeah, I know.
Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Stormtrooper. All right, what's your answer, Biz?
It is indeed a clone trooper. My
All
only
right.
reasoning is a couple
Yes.
words. For the Republic.
Yes.
Awesome.
Clone uprising imminent.
Until you kill all the Jedi.
Oh.
Why
Don't
did you
think
do
about
that?
it
Minus
too
the inhibitor
much.
ship.
Too much.
Maybe
Minus the-
he's close to the Bad Batch or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he could. You never know. He could be. You could get it out of his head. All right. Good
Hunter
answer.
Davis says rigged.
Sore loser.
Clone troopers, though. Clone troopers were a way better shot and way more effective and just all around epic. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
I agree with you, Biz.
Got to stay on target.
Yeah,
Although they weren't very nice to the Bad Batch.
those rags.
You know what I'm saying? When in that
Yeah.
first episode of the Bad Batch, they were like, they got in the food fight and everything, but they were like making fun of them and like they're all messed up, and
Right.
so they could be a little mean, but for the most part, they stuck together.
Right. All right. Great answer. All right. Number 7. Dan, you want to hit this one up,
Oh sure. Oh okay. I see.
or do you want
Would
me
you
to?
would Bismo rather go on a date with Shin Hati or Bo Katan? We're getting spicy. Would Bismo
getting
rather go on a
spicy,
date with
baby.
Shin Hati or Bo Katan? All right, here it is. Lock in your answers.
I'm trying to give an
Um,
easy one, guys. I'm trying to give us an easy one.
Yeah,
Maybe. I don't know.
All right.
It could. I could
We
be throwing
don't-
myself
yeah,
off.
Don't
It's-
spin it.
it's
I didn't say one or the
complicated,
other.
Ezra.
Well, Dan, don't spin it.
It's complicated.
It's complicated.
You can't sway me, is all I'm saying. Like my answer's already.
He
I'm
locked
locked
it
in.
in.
Like,
He's
you can't sway me.
He's locked down.
All right.
He's like Fort Knox. All right, so I locked mine in. Everybody's locked in. All right, we're going Shin Hati, baby. I mean, it's all in the name. Hati. Dan, what about you?
I said Shin.
It's all in the name. Shin. He likes those shins.
Muscular
weird.
shins.
Weird.
sorry. I like to make it weird. What about you? Fact
I
checker.
don't want to say it now.
Say it.
Shin.
Oh.
Hottie.
Yeah.
And the chat, Skylar said Bo, KG, Hottie, Hunter, Shin, Hannah, Shin. So yeah, a lot of
From a certain point of view, it's shine.
Maybe she does shine in Bismo's eyes. What's your answer,
Ooh.
Biz?
Shin bin for the win.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Oh man.
Hannah said Shin.
actually,
yeah.
Shin Hati for sure,
Oh,
definitely.
scared me.
After that first trailer, even before the show, I was like, my heart skipped a couple beats. I'll be honest.
He fell
Shin
right in
bin
love.
for the win.
Shin for the win, baby.
Wow, that's so good. Well, she's still alive and well out there. So
Well, and she is eligible. You know, she's single. That's a great plus.
well,
Yeah, if I can just find a way to get into a different galaxy from a
right.
Right.
from a galaxy that we can't already get to, but so I got
Peridia.
2 galaxy jumps to make. But
Yep.
I joked that they went into Peridia today on the episode. I'm
Yeah.
like, that looks like a lot like Peridia when they crash landed. I'm like, the stones and the grass.
Mhm.
And here we are. All right.
All right. You want to read the next one there, fact checker?
Okay, would Bismo rather be a Jedi or a Mandalorian?
Jedi or Mandalorian? Okay.
I know, I feel like changing my answer, but I'm not going to.
All right.
Stick with your gut.
As long as your gut's full of
Nerf
Nerf
steak?
steaks.
Yeah. Well, I got that answer right. So
Oh, good job, fact checker.
thank you.
What's the score now? Or what are we doing? I'm at what do I got?
yeah. Well, or should we do after this one? 'Cause
Yeah,
it'll
we'll do
be
after this
2
one. Yeah, we'll
things.
do after this one.
Maybe
Good
he'd have
point.
a Meiluron like shake for breakfast.
Yeah,
Or
that
would you
make
still
it
do
good.
like steak and eggs? Anyway,
You're still trying to sway him on that
I'm
question?
just thinking, eventually he's gonna.
Can't let it go. He's got Melu Run on the mind.
Yeah.
That's right.
Dan's just really hungry for
I
some
think
fruit.
he's hungry for
Want some fruit?
I've got some
shake.
pineapples.
All right, so I locked mine in. I'm going with Jedi. What are you going with, Dan?
Yeah, I said Jedi.
Jedi. All
Jedi.
right. Jedi. All right. What's the chat saying?
Mostly Jedi. Well, Hunter said he's a Sith. And
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
no,
but-
changed his answer to Mando.
Oh.
He's
okay.
cheating.
Cheater.
Because he
Basically.
doesn't want to be a Jedi. He wants to be a Sith.
Oh, so he's going to become a Mandalorian Sith? No. Okay. Anyway.
Let's just ask
All right.
Bismo.
yeah. All right, Bismo. What's your answer, homie?
I am no Jedi.
Yikes.
You going Mando?
I'm going Mando because if I ever was a Jedi, I would fall out pretty quick.
Dang.
And I'd probably become a bounty hunter.
Dang.
Forces of
son.
Bounty Hunter.
Alone.
I should have seen that
Complicated.
coming. He's going dark side. He's going dark side
I should have
tonight.
changed my answer.
I actually Mandalorian on this one.
Okay.
Because I'm not saying that it's not, the question, I guess it would depend on a lot of the rules, but I didn't want to like ask any to give it away. But, like as a Mandalorian, could you be force sensitive? As a Jedi, could you become, not a Jedi? So I just went, nope, from face value, rather than be a Mandalorian.
That makes sense. The logic in your mind is sound, and it is your birthday, so it's why it's
Yeah.
Wood Bismo rather.
All right. This next one's really important, though, Dustin.
But we should give credit where credit's due. Hunter was right. He's
Hunter was
begging
r-
for the acknowledgement.
Oh my goodness.
So we'll give him one.
Good job, Hunter.
Good job, Hunter. No, what's everybody's score? I'm at 50% right now. I got 4 right, 4 wrong. So
I think
Ooh,
Dan and I are tied.
I'm 5 out of 8.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
It's anybody's game.
Yes.
still anybody's
Dustin,
game.
you've clawed your way back. though.
I've clawed my way
Yeah,
back. I'm
he
trying
has.
to
He
get
has.
into your mind.
Uh, all right. This is the most important one, I would say. I'm kidding. Number 9. Would you rather drink blue or green milk? Blue or green
Oh,
milk?
man, we had a funny exchange with that earlier.
Yeah,
That
we
was
did.
Hilarious.
I'm guessing this one here. So let's see how close I am.
Oh, maybe I should go dark side.
Wait, what's dark side?
I think you know.
Wow.
Red milk.
Okay.
Red milk.
The
What?
blood milk.
You're talking about the
He's got the
Kling-
bloodlust
the
in him.
Klingons. That's what they do.
Oh
That's
no!
different.
Oh no! I'm
Totally
seeing
different,
something.
Dan. You can't.
Wait, what's going on here?
There's a tease.
Wait.
Oh no!
I'm so
Don't
confused.
change your answer.
I can't. I already searched.
You locked it in.
Dadgummit.
Dagum.
Dagum. Dagon. Dagon.
Taken.
Oh,
Oh my
man.
goodness. All right.
All right, everybody locked in?
Yes, we are
Okay.
locked.
All right, I'm locked in. All right, I'm saying blue. Oh, what are you saying, Dan?
He's regretting it. I said blue too.
Oh, wow.
What are you saying?
Blue.
Oh,
True blue.
true blue.
And the chat is saying blue.
Oh,
Oh dear. Oh no.
got
There's a
something.
reason for this. Oh my god.
what?
What is it?
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Milkshake.
It's green.
A green milk.
It's
green.
Grogu.
Green.
It's Grogu.
It's
Oh,
green.
wow.
That's for
Oh.
him and Hati. Both of
Dude.
them together.
The 2-pack.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
dude.
Oh my! That's what you're gonna give to Shin Hati on your first date, right? the green
Yeah,
milk.
yep.
They'll go to the.
My answer's blue.
Wait, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I already marked it.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, despite the fact that you are currently carrying a green,
Green milk
milkshake,
set.
green. For
I wanted to
Grogu.
see if I could get anybody just by.
Yeah,
like-
what a throw
I saw
off
you
there.
leaning, but I wasn't. Oh man. Rigged, says Hunter.
Yeah,
Davis.
that totally
no
threw me
longer rigged. He says.
No longer rigged. Wow,
You got
you threw
everybody.
us for a loop there. I thought
Mhm.
you were definitely going green after you did the tease.
You got a lot of people in the chat for that
Mhm.
one.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. All right.
Realistically, I feel like blue milk would taste better though. I don't know, something about it. Like green milk just like milk turns green after a while. I don't want
Scary.
green milk.
Yeah.
Well, we tried it here, and I think we both
You both liked the blue.
liked the blue.
I like the green.
The green was
Mhm.
a little fruitier-ish, and
Because you actually did like the method they have at Fact
Galaxies,
Checker
yeah.
made it for us.
Oh, okay.
She did the Galaxy's Edge one,
Mhm.
which was interesting for sure.
I want to, I want the real thing. Like,
Yeah.
from the real thing.
I think part of the problem with the green milk was just the fact that we saw where it came from and how weird that entire scene was. It
You
was
just can't think of that.
green's my favorite color,
All right.
but just where that came, that whole scene was just wrong. And the fact that the blue milk, we didn't see it. I think it just made it like, I don't know. Anyway.
All right,
All
stay
right.
on target.
Yeah, stay on target. Next question. All right, I'll do this one. Would Bismo rather duel General Grievous or Count Dooku? What do you think, Irby?
Dual General Greaves.
I think.
Oh no.
I think I got a reason in my head as to why he would choose this one, but I might be wrong.
Going with my gut.
I'm locked.
You're locked. All right, I'm locked. I'm him locked in.
I'm locked.
Mhm.
You him locked in, fact checker?
Yep.
Is the chat him locked in?
There's still some are still thinking it, but yeah.
Hunter, this is the tough.
This is the tough Dookie.
Couldn't have said it any better. It says KG.
Oh man.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. What's hit us up?
That's right.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Oh wait, we got to say ours. What am I
Yeah,
doing?
yeah, I
I'm
don't
throwing
know.
us way off. I'm sorry.
Hunter's waiting for me, but I'm saying
what are you
him
saying,
locked in on Count Dooku.
All right, I'm going General Grievous. My reasoning is because Obi-Wan beat General Grievous,
Ooh,
and he
dang
didn't
it.
really beat Dooku. So in that regard, because he is Obi-Wan, I'm going that way. What about you,
I
Fact
said
Checker?
Dooku because he only has 2 arms and he's old. So Bismo's young and
Spry.
yeah.
Oh, flattery.
Oh.
And the chat is
what's the chat
saying
saying?
Dooku.
Dookie. Don't miss that one.
Yeah, well, I'll let you say
Grievous.
that. Grievous. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, Dooku Grievous.
Him
Yeah.
the
locked in.
answer.
What's your answer, Biz?
Hunter said, "Oh, I like that. Okay, interesting."
Okay. Yeah. My answer is General Grievous, and the reasoning is Dooku's got the Force, and Dooku is one of the masters of dueling. Like his form, duel. Like I'm not dueling Dooku in a one-on-one, and I'm not winning against either of these two unless I change my training regimen for a couple solid years, though.
Technically, the only one to beat Dooku is the Chosen One. Was the Chosen One at near peak of his power.
And also another thing to consider: Dooku trains Grievous too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, no, General Grievous. Would I stand a chance? Ooh.
Depends on if you're a Jedi or not.
Negotiate against him somehow.
Yeah, Mrs. Manrique said he would want to fight Dooku just because of the good conversation.
Yeah, true.
That was one of my thoughts. I had the same thought. I was like, maybe he just
I think it's a really tough question either way, though, because they are formidable in their own aspect, and Dooku is pretty old, but he got Force lightning. And he's master dueler.
Yeah. This is the Force, but General Grievous is just if you were to look at either one of them and be like, which one do you want to fight without any other context?
Exactly.
General Grievous, you'd be like, I don't want to fight that
right.
Six.
That's the same as the Rancor and Wampa.
But it's the same thing with Yoda.
Right.
Right.
True.
Like face value. I'll take Yoda, and then all of a sudden he's
flipping all
exactly.
around. What is happening? But yeah. And Yoda trained Dooku as well. So Dooku was his apprentice.
Who trained Yoda? I'm kidding.
Yaddle. No, I'm just joking. It's Disney Star Wars. All right. Next question. So, would Bismo rather use the light side or the dark side of the Force?
Think about it.
Would he rather use the light side of the Force or the dark side?
Yeah, that's why it's an interesting question. Questions.
You mean
answer these questions 3.
this
the
is
other side.
the penultimate question. There's only
Yep,
this
penultimate.
One after
uno
this.
mas.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He's
All
got
right.
his saber there.
It's so tricky.
He is tricky. He's a tricky trickster, that fella, that Biz.
Yep. I'm going to say this one.
All right.
Locked.
I'm him locked in.
Me
Dan,
too.
you're him locked in.
Yep.
All right. Fact checker, you him locked in?
Oh yeah.
All right, chat. It's him locked in. All right, I went light side, but that doesn't mean he's a Jedi. He just would prefer to use the light side of the Force, which is probably completely wrong. But I'm just saying it because I feel like he might be a little bit more gray, leaning towards the light side in reality. But
he's not a Jedi.
But he's not a Jedi. I'm not trying to sway him. He's already locked in. All right, Dan.
I said light side too. I'm regretting it instantly. I don't know why. I wasn't thinking lightning and things.
Yeah, there are a lot of cool dark side powers, though. What about you, fact checker?
I said light side as well. Have the high ground.
I like that.
Interesting. Force
We're
running.
probably all wrong.
We're probably all wrong. What's
Force
the chat
running.
saying?
The chat is saying light, dark, heal or kill, evidence on the bed, evidence in his hand, light side, dark.
They're going all out, man.
Not the green milk.
They're like sleuthing this.
Yeah.
Spit everywhere when I said that. All right, well, what are you saying there, Biz?
Yeah, you think about it, and the dark side, it's always working, but the light side always has the high ground, though.
Boom.
So we're gonna go with light side on this one because I would rather use the light side.
Well said. And that doesn't necessarily make you a Jedi, right?
Yeah, not necessarily. Would I? The problem I have with the Jedi is the dogmatic views of I can only be a Jedi.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the dark side 10 out of 10 times. I probably want to use the light side 9 out of 10 times, but I want to have the option to use the dark side if I need to.
Wow. Yeah. Good point. That's a good point. So you'd be like, I don't know, Ahsoka's more, but she doesn't ever really use the dark side that much, but I don't know. Good.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I will tap into the dark. I don't want just the dogmatic views. I want to learn all of it, but the light side, light side usually prevails in the end, though.
True. KG is not very happy about that. But,
KG is not happy about that. Neither is Hunter.
Hunter's a little upset.
Oh my goodness. Calm down.
Throw your
No, I'm just kidding.
saber away.
Throw your saber. All right. The last question. This is the absolute, the ultimate, the finale of this game. Would Bismo rather watch Andor or the Obi-Wan show?
Oh my goodness.
Had to end it on a spicy one.
Wow.
Spicies. This is a
That's
tough
right.
one.
Neither.
Yeah, you
So
gotta pick one.
The hardest thing is that we have to guess what he would guess.
Yes.
I don't even think he knows.
Do you know?
I'm thinking.
He's still thinking.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm waiting for his thoughts to come through.
All right. You know what? I think I know.
He hasn't thought of it, Dustin. You're
Maybe I don't know.
seeing the future.
Maybe I do know.
All right. I think I know where I'm going with this one. For one reason and one reason only.
Dang, I'm definitely second guessing myself on this now.
Oof.
Ooh.
As he holds up his favorite new figurine.
Wait, actually.
Oh, clever girl.
Duel of the
Wait, how many do you
Fates.
have right now, Dan? In fact checker. Just curious.
We're
Too
also
many.
tied.
7?
I have 7.
7.
What?
We all have 7.
What?
So,
It's all tied
way.
up?
So
it all
depending-
comes down to this?
what
It
does
all
everybody have in the
comes
chat? Let us
down
know in
to
the chat too what
this.
you guys have. We want to know. All right. I'm locked in. You locked in, Dan?
Yeah, I'm always
Fact
locked in.
checker.
Yep.
All right. I went Andor.
Oh,
I'm
dear.
probably
Who
wrong.
are you?
I'm you know, there's a lot of things in the Obi-Wan show, and there's a lot of things in Andor. I'm not gonna say anymore. All right, Dan, what's yours?
I said, good old Obi. Why can't I change the camera? What? I don't know what I'm doing. Obi-Wan.
The,
like
the
wondering.
Obi-Wan. All right, fact checker.
I said Obi-Wan show. Yeah.
Ah.
And the chat is still kind of answering. Well, Hunter's waiting for Skylark, I think. Hannah says Andor.
Me and Hunter
let's
said
see.
Obi-Wan.
They said Obi-Wan.
Yep. Then
Obi-Wan, come out and play.
Just Here for Tea says Obi-Wan.
What's
All
up, Just
right.
Here for Tea?
Yeah.
Thanks for jumping in.
KG says, I thought Obi at first. And then
Now we
Crap.
just need to know.
Oh.
It's a tough
KG
one,
says
dude.
KG says Blandor or Obi kill me one.
Okay, Kate, or Skylark said
That's
Obi-Wan.
where I'm at.
Yeah, seriously.
This is like
I like how we're celebrating his birthday, and I just took him down like the darkest
know.
paths in all of Star Wars. I'm really
No, it's
sorry
a,
about
it's
this.
it's a great question.
So wait,
Whew.
you
No,
guys
'cause they're-
both went Obi-Wan, right?
Yeah.
you know, because
So
they're
it's
both
either us or you
on
taking the
Disney
win.
Plus right
Oh.
now. If all of the other Star Wars
Bismo.
content got accidentally deleted on Disney Plus, but you had to watch something Star Wars related for your fix, what would you watch?
Mm.
That narrows it down quickly, doesn't
you
it?
trying to sway him still?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, you know, like
Oh
Where-
yeah,
where
I'm
would
just
you go?
saying.
I think. Can I say my answer?
Yes,
or
yes,
do we say ours
definitely.
first?
We already
We
said
already
ours.
did.
Yeah, we already said ours. Yeah, you say it.
I think that I would just snip the power cord to my TV.
You just snipped the power cord to your TV. You wouldn't watch either.
Okay, no, we're going dark here. No, there's moments to appreciate in both shows. There's moments to appreciate in both.
What a
Wow, I'm nervous.
yeah.
Where's it going with this?
We'll go with it's okay.
You know,
This is
on
what I
program.
probably originally picked. What would I rather watch? And I'll give the simple reasoning. I'd probably rather just watch the Obi-Wan show.
Yes.
It's close, so don't feel too bad about it, Dustin.
yes.
But
You're
I'd
you're
probably-
on program right now.
On program.
For the Obi-Wan show.
Oh.
Yeah, I am on program, but it's because it's significantly shorter. So if I have to watch either of them, at least I'll be done with Obi-Wan sooner. And I get to see Ewan McGregor, which he is my favorite actor. So even
Yeah.
if there are a lot of moments I don't like,
Mhm.
he's great in it. So I can just
Yeah.
kind of like close my. I mean, well, maybe I'll watch, but some of the parts I just kind of.
Yeah,
Like,
right. Doze off.
oh, okay. Okay. The camera's kind of flashing a little odd. Okay. No, it is really tough. No,
You know what?
but
You
yeah,
went
no,
with
it
your
is
gut.
Obi-Wan. It is Obi-Wan. It is Obi-Wan.
You know what? I was really trying.
You could read a book while you're watching it. You know.
I was trying my absolute best to get you to say Andor this entire night,
This is all led up to this moment.
and I have failed.
No,
I have
KG.
failed me.
Didn't I say
KG's
it
with you,
once?
Oh man, happy birthday, Bismo.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so that means Dan and Fact Checker, and I'm
his
sure a lot of
favorites.
people in the chat are his
I'm just
absolute
impressed
favorites.
how close it really was at the end. This is a really fun game.
Yeah,
It was
man.
really close.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
it's.
I'd love to be on when it's one of you guys though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's different being on the other side than this, trying to guess.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it fun, and it makes it about what you would like, because that's the fun
Yeah.
thing about it.
I would say there was like, a handful of questions where it's like, boom, I know right away. But then about half of them was like, ooh, I really got to think about this one. So it really could have gone either way too, depending on the day and how I slept last night. So
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly how you're feeling. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and maybe if Andor season 2 comes out, then you'll pick that. Or there's different.
yeah, seriously. If
or if-
Andor season 2 improves upon, then yeah, probably.
Or I heard
Just 'cause,
Obi-Wan season 2 might happen. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I will say it's tough because I actually was pretty close to saying Andor just because it's like at least it's not like important, right?
Yeah.
It didn't hurt the lore potentially.
This is your opinion. I'm staying out of this.
No. Come on.
It's too late.
Let's go.
No. I'm joking.
It's in its own pocket. Like it could still exist and everything.
Right.
Stays
I mean,
the same.
I like when you had on the is it Archangel Epics. I mean, he had the same take as me, really though. Like Andor is like a well put together show. It just doesn't feel like it's Star Wars show to me. It feels like a sci-fi show to me. And I just wish there were more elements that like. I don't know. I sit down and I feel like I'm watching Star Wars because, like, all right, you've got like some stormtroopers and you've got some characters that have been in Star Wars, but I just don't feel like I'm really watching Star Wars. And I don't know exactly how to like quantify it, but I think it's similar to like that chart you guys made one time. I feel like it's missing some of those elements. It's missing some of that mystery. It is missing like, why are we using like season 2 could be really good if, for example, a big gripe I had is if we're going into the Imperial Senate. Why not give us like a 10-second spiel of the person that leads the Imperial Senate? Why don't we see Palps? Why don't we see Palps? Like, I'm not saying it's needed. I'm saying if we're going to go into the Senate or something like that, why don't we see that? Why can't we get some more aliens? A little bit more familiarity, I guess. It's just things like that. I think it is a well-constructed show. Andor is a better show than Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi, though, at least I feel like I'm watching Star Wars, even if it's poor Star Wars.
Yeah, at least you're watching Disney Star Wars.
Well,
oh boy!
I'm just messing with you.
It's all Disney Star Wars at this point.
It is actually. I mean, to your point, Andor is not a perfect show. I will say that it's definitely not perfect. Andor, like to your point, it is. It's more like it is sci-fi, but it's got elements of Star Wars in it. They definitely didn't lean into the Star Wars side of it. And Obi-Wan, yeah, you get everything as far as like, the Force and the characters of Star Wars. So it feels like Star Wars with Obi-Wan and stuff like that. So yeah, great takes, man.
One way out the door, Bismo. Let it hit you on the Star Wars pajama.
KG's a little hot.
KG is hot on this one. Not keeping it G-rated. No, they're still keeping it G-rated.
No, I had to take the opportunity when Matt and Nick weren't here to really go after it. Otherwise, it'd be back to Rocket League. I'd be in a 1v5.
Yeah. But you held your own pretty well.
We've done that to you multiple times here, actually.
Yeah, you guys have definitely
set them up.
But you usually still come out on top. So
no, it's as simple though as like I want to. Obi-Wan is not a good show. So me picking Obi-Wan over it, I don't want to see more projects that are like Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan is garbage. Andor is not necessarily bad, but it's not my vision of Star Wars. Everyone's going to be a little bit different. It's just I'm going to voice my opinion so that maybe I get some, get a little say of what I might want to see. A little bit more on the mysticism, the hope. I guess there's elements of that, but like the Force and all that. I like that. And to be honest, I kind of just want to get away from this over covered timeline, and because we
Yeah.
already know kind of what happens, like Ahsoka has its flaws. There's definitely a lot of flaws with it. At least they're trying to like go to a different galaxy. Now, I want to see more of that galaxy too, because they don't really expand off of it that much. But even with Beyond Ahsoka, I want a show that goes 1,000 years into the future, 1,000 to present. No more characters that I'm familiar with.
Right.
Yeah,
No, that's a great point.
I agree with you there.
It's a great point.
It's just it's oversaturated. Is it not? Like, just that's probably the biggest problem at this point. There's just too much now.
I think it's oversaturated, and I think it's just not well done. That's another part of it. If all of these shows were like well made and they were cohesive and they like actually fit together well, and the story made sense, didn't break canon, and felt Star Wars, felt like true Star Wars. Because I mean, I think there are elements where you can have different kinds of genres in Star Wars and it still feel like Star Wars. It's challenging to do, but that can happen. But yeah, no, great points for sure. We could talk about that for days. For days, we are getting a little long in the tooth here, but man, this has been a lot of fun.
How long we've been going?
We've been almost. What is this?
It's 3 hours.
3 hours already. We're over 3 hours.
Pretty standard when I come on.
Yeah. I mean, we would.
There's a lot to talk about.
There is. It's fun. Well, it's funny too because we have you on every once in a while, and then when we get on, we finally get to talk about everything. So we have a lot of like saved up words for each other, so it's a lot of fun. But did you have something to factor?
Well, we have a few questions.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
wanna get to those real fast?
Yeah, we did have some news, but I
Q&A.
think we're gonna have to postpone that for another time. Let's hit up the questions. I'd say the questions are a little bit more important, and then we can cover some news another time.
Just a few, so we can get through them quickly. So Hannah asked, "Did you all have a nice day?"
Classic.
Classic.
What about
Actually,
you,
yeah.
Biz? Did you have a good birthday, man?
Yeah, I definitely had a great birthday. It was really busy. There was a lot of stressful elements to my day, but as the day went on, it went better. I found out I did really good on the exams I got back. I did the best I could on the exams I took today, and then I got to hang out with my friends talking Star Wars. So if anything, my stress levels are down, my happiness is up, and I just get to do what I love doing best on my birthday, and just talking Star Wars, chatting, having some laughs, getting a little discourse, and that's the fun of it.
It is the fun of it, man. That's absolutely the fun of it. We love. That's why we love bringing it on. It's
If
awesome.
this was your, this is your birthday party from us. So like, this is exactly what we would be doing. Just the cameras wouldn't be rolling.
It would be.
We'd be going back and forth. We'd be
We might be playing some Rocket League in there
playing
too.
some Rocket
Yeah.
League, eating some cake, all
Yeah.
that good stuff.
It will happen. We will meet in person one day. It's just
Heck
a matter
yeah.
of time. That would make this stream so much better if we could all be together. But it will happen. Don't worry. Next question. Sorry.
There was more to that question.
Oh, okay.
From Hannah. So, would y'all want to see Omega again, but maybe in Book of Boba Fett season 2, or maybe just a future Star Wars
Oh, and
thing?
live action would be yes.
live action? Nice.
Well, yeah, Book of Boba Fett would be,
Yeah. True.
in the live action space. That would be fascinating to see. Aged up a little bit and grittier, so to speak.
Yeah, I think
That is if she makes it out.
That's a good point. She might not make it out. I think aged up Omega would be a lot more interesting, and if you paired her with Boba Fett, like you're saying, like you guys are all saying, I would actually be very interested in that, because I think at that point she would have grown up a little bit. There'd probably she'd have to have learned something at this point, and would be maybe a little bit more character that we could empathize with and actually and understand, and pairing her with Boba would just be that would be an epic thing, dude.
I mean, they're like the same person, right? Just different genders.
Right. But also the Force. So
Yeah, true.
That would be interesting.
True, yeah.
Which I did see. I keep seeing a theory about her being Rey's. Did you guys see this? Her being Rey's grandmother. Omega's Rey's grandmother.
Well, that's part of maybe the pull for, how that connects to the sequels
Yeah.
with
Man.
Palpatine, the
I
female
think they
gene.
should.
It's possible. It's possible.
Mhm.
All right. Yeah. So that aged up Omega, I think, would probably be the best. I'd be okay with seeing her.
Mhm.
But I mean, if she goes. That's fine too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Omega in different mediums. I think it would add value to the character for sure. And I definitely agree with some of that earlier talks we had, though, of just an older version of Omega or just more time going by would have been a little bit more valuable. Maybe they ran into some problems with like stuff happening in the Star Wars lore, or there's different things they have to worry about. But I think they could have at least done a year or two.
Yeah. I completely agree with you. Like they did with Ahsoka. I mean, they aged up Ahsoka, and we ended up really liking Ahsoka more as she aged, even.
Yeah.
So
They should have just done the same thing.
I know. Yeah, maybe they will. There's still time. You know, you never know. What next, fact checker? You got some more questions for me?
Yeah.
Us. Sorry,
just for you, Dustin. No, for everyone. Ellie B asked, if Ezra and Sabine were to have a daughter, what would you name her?
Ooh. Ezra and Sabine would have a daughter. That's tough.
Satine.
Yeah. Actually, that's not bad. That'd be good. It would fit with Mandalorian history too. That's a really good answer.
In memory.
In memory,
Nice.
But it would be Sabine's. Maybe that would be awkward because it would be a different line.
That may be better for Bowden.
Dimbo.
For Dimbo or what Bowden for Bo-Katan for the fact that's her sister.
Yeah.
Might almost be because what's I don't know. You could almost go like Tar because Tar Vizsla to honor
Zarina.
Zarina.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Good melding.
I actually have a cousin, I think, named Zarina, though.
Oh, that's a cool name. I like that.
Wow.
Name.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got one.
Sound Librarian said clearly Ezra Bean.
just
be the name.
Just a couple names becomes the child's name.
Yep.
With most of us together, we make Ezra Bean.
Yeah.
Good question. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And last question from Sonia. What is your favorite scene from Star Wars?
Ooh.
Favorite scene from Star Wars?
What do you think, Biz?
Yeah. This was especially asked to Bismo.
Yes. Well, it is his birthday.
There's a lot of good scenes. I'd maybe like to give a couple, but I would like to give definitely at least a couple because I think it's hard to just pick one. But I mean, obviously, I love the episode 3, duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan is just so epic. You can't really go wrong with it. Ironically enough, I'm actually going to pick another scene I really do like just because it just makes me feel good when I see it. It's actually in the Book of Boba Fett with Luke Skywalker when he's training with Grogu in the brief just moment where he's got him on his back and they climbs up and you just get this beautiful view. And the line is just simply, the whole wide world exists in balance, and you're just like breathing and just taking it in. And I just really like that aspect. And that just feels, that is Star Wars to me. It doesn't it's nothing crazy. It's just a statement of a fact of like, existence. It's so beautiful and I guess it can be. And I am kind of even though I'm a gamer and do a lot of stuff on the computer, I love to get into the outdoors too and kind of have that kind of alone time and connecting with nature as well.
Yeah. That's Star Wars in a lot of ways too. Star Wars is a lot of in nature and then also in big cities and a lot of things going on.
We all have our own adventures, right? And that's kind of what Star Wars is, right? Every story is an adventure, but
Yeah, no, that's a great scene too. I love that scene. They did that so like that's again what we should have got more in like the sequels. And I think they did such a nice job of that in that episode. And it was so cool to see Luke. It felt right for the fact that how Yoda, trained him and then how he was passing that along to Grogu, which is like young Yoda. So
yeah,
it was a cool scene for sure. What about you, Dan? You got a favorite scene?
I can't just think of one off the top of my head, but just can't.
One of the best scenes.
I mean, an easy answer could just be the opening scroll, whatever.
Scroll?
It's late.
Scrolls.
Scroll of any Star Wars, because then you're about to hopefully get a good story.
Yeah.
Yeah, the opening crawls.
Is that a scene? I don't know.
It's
kind of my book.
It works. You think outside the bun sometimes, fact checker, and that's what we really appreciate about you.
The opening scenes of all the movies are very good, though.
They are.
For
me, if I were to pick one of my absolute favorite scenes in all of Star Wars is Luke looking out at the twin suns.
That's solid.
That one always sticks out to me for the fact that it's your main character and he's looking out hoping for more. And adventure is right there. You know, he's looking out into the future. Who hasn't been in that place in their life, looking to the future and thinking, what's next? You know, what's next for me? And I just love how that's even like it shows so well that character without anything having to be said. And it's a beautiful scene, beautiful music there too. Everything swells so nicely. That's one of my absolute favorite scenes. Sets up all of Star Wars, in my opinion. So that's
Great
my answer.
It's a great one. All of the ones that have the best music score are probably the best. So that's one of them for sure for me.
Nice.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, there's so many, man. There's so many. But yeah, great.
The scene with Palpatine and Luke and Vader, you know, the Death Star. The look of the second one in Empire Strikes Back with the bluish, goldish, bluish, pinkish with Vader and Luke on the Death Star, or not the Death Star, but when they were fighting Cloud City. Yeah. That's such a cool look, like really cool look, like good poster. Yeah. So
what about Hoth, dude? I know you love Hoth.
Oh, I
don't know if that would be one of your favorite scenes.
I love Hoth.
But not necessarily a favorite scene.
Yeah, but it is kind of white and so on and so forth. But I mean, I love the Battle of Hoth.
That's hilarious. Sure. Yeah, there's so many different things that inspire a favorite scene in all of Star Wars.
It's complicated, Ezra.
Did the chat have any great ones?
Yeah, Librarian said the Ewok, or I'm sorry, the Endor Ewok Village Party, which is pretty fun.
It is fun.
I agree with that one. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then Miss Van Reek said any scene with Padme showing off her regalia, jewels, crowns.
Who said that?
Miss Van Reek.
Oh, okay.
Padme showing off her
right
clothes,
her regalness. That's I could see that.
And
Obi's show sucks, but Vader's throne room and castle lives rent free in my head, says Hunter Davis.
Yeah.
100.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, they're definitely, for sure. There are moments.
I mean, that scene, the Vader hallway scene, is quite an amazing scene.
In Rogue One?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm having Obi-Wan nightmares.
I just made him relive all that.
Well, Miss Manrique asked a good question. Speaking of the first film, is anyone going to watch Dune? Star Wars was partially based on Dune.
It was.
And there's the new one out now.
Yeah, Dune 2. No, it's it's. I think it's out in certain theaters, but it's this weekend. It's dropping, and I cannot wait to see it. I want to see that so bad.
Either. I'm so excited.
Did you see the first one, Biz?
I actually have not. I know. I really need to see it. I know.
You'll see the similarities. I think that's one thing you'll appreciate.
I've heard a lot of great things. I think that's what. Maybe I'll do that this break and then go see it over when I have some downtime here.
If you can, dude, definitely see it in IMAX if you can. I think that would be definitely the way to experience, because Denis Villeneuve is such a artist when it comes to creating film. It's like every scene in some ways is a painting. And you're just like, how in the world did he make every scene look so cinematic, but also like you could just pluck almost any scene out of it and put it up as a poster. Like, it's crazy.
Mr. Manrique says back-to-back marathon. Yeah, I've heard people thinking about doing that.
I want to.
This one's like almost 3 hours, and the first one's like 2 hours.
First 45. One is 2 hours and 35 minutes. The second one is, I was just talking earlier about this, 2 hours and like 45 minutes.
I didn't even have to fact check it.
Right off.
That's a proper movie length. Let's go.
Yeah. And a lot of people are saying it doesn't feel like. That's the crazy thing. The first one did not feel that long at all, and that's a great sign.
At the beginning, it was a little slow at the beginning.
Well, there's a lot of
picks up. I know they have to explain a lot, so now it should be much better.
Yeah, I've heard it's a masterpiece. I've heard all this good stuff. So Denis Villeneuve is quite a filmmaker and deserves the success, because a lot of his other films haven't had the monetary success. So I think this one's going to do really well.
Yeah, for sure. Well, all right. That was a lot of questions. Not a lot of questions. That was a lot of fun we had tonight on Stay on Target on this episode. Special birthday edition for Bismo, man. Again, thank you so much for coming on. If you haven't yet, go over to his channel. I can say words. Like, comment, subscribe, tell him we sent you, and tell him happy flippin' birthday, because he deserves it. He is a connoisseur when it comes to Star Wars, and a chef, and he loves steak. So we're so glad to have you, man. And any final thoughts from you before we get up on out of here?
Just thanks again for having me on. Wouldn't have wanted to spend my birthday any other way. So yeah, just thanks for having me on. I think this. I don't know. Is this the longest we've gone? Like
We're gonna have
from
to
the- like
fact
the-
check that, but probably.
It's a great chance, yes. We try to take up as much of your birthday as we can, but
Yeah,
hopefully
sorry
you
about
can
that.
enjoy
Yeah.
some of it left.
We should.
No, we could probably keep going into the AMs, but
we
wanna-
probably could. There's so much to talk about.
We want you to relax a little bit more. Enjoy your
Mhm.
birthday.
Yeah.
Not be stressed out about Andor or Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Seriously,
No more
what have I
drawing.
done to you?
Hunter said about the castle, and then I was like, oh, that's sweet. And then I was like, oh yeah, Vader like chokes out Reva and or like with the Force, and it's like that's epic. And then he just like stops, and then she's like fine. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Flashbacks.
Flashbacks. Oh no. I should have focused
No,
on
but
way
yeah,
more of the
thanks,
positive side.
thanks again. That was a lot of fun. The game was a ton of fun. You can bet I'll be trying my best to get back on the show soon.
Oh yeah. Well, like you said, there's going to be more. We got more. We teased it tonight, so we're definitely going to have you back for that.
Hmm.
We'll see when that deadline actually hits, but it'll be a great
We'll
time.
all be surprised.
In
We'll
the
all be-
meantime, it'll be live shortly after this stream.
Yeah, that
So you
tease
can-
will be
You can listen to the tease.
one
If,
Honda,
if Bismo approves.
right?
Oh, it's approved.
Okay.
Oh man, Bismo approved. That's what we need to have, like reviews and stuff like that. Certain things we just need to get Bismo's approval on stuff. That'd be fun. Bismo approves. All right. Don't forget though, this Friday we are going live. We're doing a gaming live stream. It's going to be the last one of the series. What number are we on for that?
This will be 11.
11. That's one of my
But
favorite
just
numbers.
call it the grand finale.
The grand
grand
finale,
finale.
the grand finale of Jedi Survivor. It's going to be fun. It's a goofy time. Even if you don't like games, you can put it on and just listen in the background because I mean, it is always funny things happening and you get references. We might go dark side. Food is talked about a lot. There's a lot of things that could potentially happen. So be there or be square. No, you don't have to either way, but it's going to be a lot of fun and probably a marathon as well. But we're going to get through it
It's
no
a
matter
blast.
what.
Yeah, definitely check it out. It's a blast. I'm really impressed that you guys kind of stuck with it too, coming back to it after starting it to finish what you started.
Yeah.
But
Finish what you
I've tried to make as many as I can, and I'm telling you right now, if you want to do well in school, ace an exam, put on that Jedi Survivor stream and get some studying in, or just put it on and watch it just to watch it.
We do have a pretty decent track record when it comes to people listening to our streams and then doing tests. I don't know what it is. It might be us. It might not be us at all. But
Probably
we
not.
like to totally claim that it's us just because we can.
there must be some science to it. There's
There's gotta be
something that we're
science.
doing that scientifically helps people. Maybe it's just like
Our voices are so boring that
Yeah, there's something
they
it
can
does to the
focus so
brain
much
that
better
just-
and
yeah.
it just absorbs into their mind.
soaks up all of the something and they can just focus. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, this has been a fun stream. We got to get on out of here before it's 4 hours. No, we're not that close. But happy birthday again, Bismo. Just have a great rest of your birthday, and we just appreciate everything about you. You're awesome, man. Any last words before? Oh yeah, did you have anything else coming up? I want to make sure I throw that to you. You got the
Should be a new What If coming out this Friday, 12 p.m. Central Time. That's 1 p.m. Eastern. So I guess look out for that. All I'll say is I did it in one take, and it's either my best video or it's my worst video. So it's kind of up in the air.
Oh man, I think it's gonna be your best. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear. I've been really enjoying those series, so I'm looking forward to it. All right, everybody. Anybody else have anything else before we get out of here?
That's it. Nope, that's it.
Okay, done with words. All right. Thanks for joining. We appreciate all of you. Just remember, with all of us together, we can make Star Wars better. Andor is Bismo's favorite. Let's get on out of here.
So you're saying you were Bismo's favorite.
I'm not Bismo's favorite. We did that because I messed up on the test or on the game, but no worries. All right, cool.
Oh, my
Stop
goodness.
talking, Dustin. We gotta go.
Birthdays.
Don't forget to stay on target.
Ahsoka's still better than Andor.